All right. I'm hitting the button. We're doing it. We're doing it. Bum ba ba da dum. Bum ba da bum. Hey everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to bonus content. We're in it. Was it? Did I hear Pokemon in the background?
I
Not
need
from me.
Bulbasaur.
Oh,
It was Bulbasaur. It was making me Bulbasaur, if you know what I mean. Um. Anyway, how was your Thanksgiving, Tony?
I don't know what you mean.
It was a penis joke.
Oh,
Tony, how was your Thanksgiving?
That makes
Uh,
more sense now.
it was good.
Were there
I
nudes?
was no, no. I was responsible for the
What's the
cranberry sauce
news?
this time around.
As in noodles?
Yeah, yeah, I got you.
I know. Cranberry sauce. Is it like?
Yeah.
Do you make like the legit cranberry sauce, or you just like pour the can out and then cut it?
What? Ew, you get the cranberry jelly? That's just gross.
No, I don't. I'm not like a huge cranberry person.
Why did you just assume that I did?
No, one of my coworkers was telling me that the thing
Oh, so they are the scum of the earth.
yeah, they look forward to that can, specifically the can of cranberry sauce,
That's gross.
and they will cut the slices and just eat them by themselves
That's
with nothing else.
gross.
It sounds really gross, and then I was watching I saw an ad for like that involved like a Thanksgiving dinner in the background, and it had like the sliced can of cranberry sauce in it, and I was like, oh, just thinking about eating that like raw. So there's that.
I'll say again. That's gross.
Yep. What kind of cranberries were you? Were like actually freshly squished?
So I was going to be doing the cranberry sauce, but then like the morning of, my mom texted me and was like, "Hey, if you didn't already get cranberry sauce, don't worry about it." So I was gonna make the cranberry sauce that morning, but then I didn't have to.
Nice.
So I did fucking went to a place and ate food. It was great.
Dope.
Yeah, we had prime rib.
Prime rib. Holy crap.
Yeah, it was great.
That sounds really good.
Way better than turkey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm like, I'll say this year was the first year that I was like craving the Thanksgiving foods. You know what I mean? I don't normally get the cravings. I'm not a huge fan of Thanksgiving food, but this year I was just like, I was here for it. I don't know what it was. I was like, man, I want the broccoli and cheddar casserole.
Okay.
I want the turkey. I want the gravy. I want the mashed potatoes. I want the biscuits. That's really it. Those are the pickings that I enjoy. I'm never gonna be here for the cream corn and the ham. But
My in-law brought fucking like corn pudding.
corn
pretty-
pudding?
Yeah, it's like cornbread, but more like pudding consistent.
Oh, like a kind of desserty cornbread.
I don't know. It's more like savory than sweet.
Okay,
But yeah, it's pretty good.
that sounds good.
Uh,
Is prime rib like the main dish?
so I guess she's not my in-law. She's my cousin's wife. So that's not an in-law.
Is that a second cousin?
I have no fucking clue
No,
what that is.
Your cousin's children are your second cousins, which is weird.
I should just like text her and be like, "What are you?"
What are you? I think that's just like a cousin-in-law.
Okay, my cousin-in-law.
So
She brought that.
okay, that's fair. Do you do any Black Friday shopping, Tony?
Hell no.
Do you leave the house on Black Friday?
Hell no.
Nice, dude.
Stayed inside the whole day and played Stellar.
Neither did I, and I was so stoked about it. But we'll get to me. Nabashan, how was your Thanksgiving?
Well, that's pretty good. I worked most of the day.
Yeah.
That was my last day of my job. Was Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, that's right. We talked about that last week.
I had a last day of my job on Black Friday. That just sucked.
Ooh, yeah, that would be.
I just left halfway through the shift. I was like, "I fuck this. I'm not even coming back to work after."
Yeah, I mean, where you were at, Nabashan, I don't know if you could pull that off, but how did it go? Did it go all right?
I mean, it was my last day working there, so It went as well as it was supposed to. For
I
me.
know, but
Bouncing off the walls.
there was a lot of emotions. I was just I wanted to get the vibe.
Mm, I mean, there's nothing I can really say because uh, wasn't busy, and I I already told you like everything else that already happened last week.
Hmm.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did. Of
What did I
like
say? I
people got
don't.
emotional and
Oh, right.
more
Yeah.
people were upset than you. You were surprised by that, and
Yeah, it's pretty much just that again.
okay,
Last day though, I more or less worked by myself and worked the entire time by myself. So,
damn.
um, and did as much as I could so they could be somewhat of a good place, and whatever after that.
Left him with a fond farewell. Sometimes that's all you can do.
Yeah.
How was the spread? I
Um.
saw pictures, but
Oh yeah, it's as good as always. My mom is always on point. Um. Like um. Like she does too much as always when it comes to Thanksgiving and Christmas. She does too much, and that's what makes her amazing. So yeah.
yeah, I had not seen images of the infamous macaroni and cheese before, but boy, it looked good.
Yeah. Like people, I don't know, because you like it's a yearly tradition that Katie like begs me to get some of my mom's macaroni and cheese. Same with Tony.
Hmm.
Um,
Fact, I do ask.
um, and like even then, like I posted the image on there, and then like I'm having comments from like Kaylee and some other of my other friends that are saying like, "Hey man, that mac and cheese looks like amazing." I'm like, yeah, and I said, it's like
Yeah, it is.
it's cliche to say, but I feel like my mom makes the best macaroni and cheese around. But that's just how I feel about it. So
Of course,
um, yeah.
I understand. My like a thing I realized I was talking to some people about their unique dishes of Thanksgiving, and uh, I I've never had macaroni and cheese as part of my Thanksgiving Day spread,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems kind of criminal. The one time I ever did was when I went to my mom's for Thanksgiving, and I baked the macaroni and cheese. I was like, I'm gonna do this because no one else has. It was the first time I did it like the casserole style, like bake in the oven with a roux and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it came out great. I was really proud of it. But again, it was the only time I've ever had it as part of a Thanksgiving spread, and that bumps me out. I feel like I've been deprived. I come from a very privileged childhood, but I never had macaroni and cheese at Thanksgiving. So, but I have the Easter spaghetti pasta sauce, so I get it somewhere else. I get the pasta somewhere else.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, my aunt has this special pasta sauce that she makes every Easter.
I mean, is the occasion?
It's always for
Uh,
Easter, yeah.
okay.
I don't know why. I think she just did it one year as like it was an old recipe that she had from her mother. Um, and I was like, this is incredible. This is like the best. And then I've talked about it before. She passed the recipe down to me,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very, very big important thing for me. But yeah, so like I have that like weird thing just on a different holiday, I guess. Every other like Christmas and Thanksgiving and whatnot, they're always like turkey and ham and boring. But again,
Mm-hmm.
I was here for it this year. I don't know. I'm not really down for it again at Christmas time, but I was here for it for Thanksgiving at least. Um, how was the? Did your mother brave the Black Friday, as always?
No, she hasn't really done it in the last few years.
Okay.
She's gotten used to doing the online stuff, which is like a thing that she's slowly getting used to. But it's like something like if she actually wants something like the thing that we bought was like for my dad. We got like a 70-inch TV for him, but like we bought that like a few days before Black Friday because like it was only a Sam's Club and it was like only for one day type of thing. And like it just me and my brother and my sister just put a pool of money together and just like got him that. And he saw it like a few days ago. And he's happy about it. So That was the thing we did. I did go out though, and the only reason I went out too is because me being me and being stupid. And when I say stupid, like it's just me doing my stupid thing, but um, like my friend Tony, like he's not as fortunate with me, but like he has a daughter and stuff like that, and he has been having a pretty rough year. Not as far as not as far as like death or something like that, but just like he's almost a single father. He's more or less is a single father, and like has to do all this stuff, and and he has a daughter he has to take care of. So like, I just thought it'd be cool because I know he wanted it, and I know he couldn't really afford it. I bought him the Spider-Man PS4 bundle, and he was happy about that.
Aw.
And then I was saying because again I'm fucking stupid, because his TV is absolute garbage. I'm like, dude, you have to buy a better TV for this if you're gonna play this game because
I won't accept it.
because
I'm sick of going to your house and watching movies on your shitty not 4K TV.
it's very much the truth.
I know. I see through you. But it's only because I too have been ruined. So I get it, Nabashin. I'm here for you.
And so I pretty much bought him a TV as well.
Nice. That's so sweet though.
Yeah, it was a cheaper version, which is something I had to suck up, and he had to suck up as well. But he wasn't, he wasn't being unappreciative. He fucking give me something, I'd take it. So I got him a 55-inch HDR 4K TV. So yeah, that was $500 there. So there you go. I guess I'm a good friend. I don't know. But other than that, I bought stuff for myself. A bunch of dumb stuff, bunch of games, bunch of movies. I bought literally every DCEU movie on 4K HDR Blu-ray. Just to, I guess, get ready for Aquaman. I don't know. It was and I had some weird arbitrary rules for myself. I'm Suicide Squad. I will not pay more than $15 for you. And then I saw when I was $20, I could have got it right there. I'm like, fuck you, I'm not getting you. And then I saw it on Amazon for $15. So sure, I'll get you. Man of Steel. I'm not paying more than $10 for you. And then for some reason it was $30 everywhere. I'm like, oh, that's insane. I guess I'm never gonna see this movie again. But then I found one for $10. So I got that movie. And then it turned out I got all the movies. So it just worked out that way. So I bought a bunch of that. I bought Teen Titans Go on Blu-ray. I watched that movie again. I love that movie even more. Again, just rewatching it. It's insane how much I love that movie now. But I absolutely adore that movie.
It's very good.
It's very, very good. I love it so much.
It's better than it has any right to be, but also it totally earns how good it is.
Exactly. And then other than that, I bought a bunch of games. I bought Pokemon. I bought Neo for some reason. I bought Final Fantasy 13.
I thought about buying Final Fantasy 13.
I mean, it's $7.
Yeah.
Why not? I bought what's it called? Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle, even though I'll never play it probably.
I talked myself out of buying that because I know I'll never play it. So,
God, what else did I buy? I bought a whole bunch of shit. It's just because mostly because I left my job, so I'm pretty much got paid out the ass because I had so much vacation and personal time leave and sick leave because I never use it.
They let you cash it out.
Yeah, so basically that's what I did. So I just took advantage of that. And I was sure, I'll just take it then. And just have a good Black Friday. I guess, and then and pretty much the only thing I did this weekend was play a little bit more Red Dead and play Bloodborne, and that's all I really did.
Yeah, that's fucking exciting. Tune
Good
in.
Video game right there.
Yeah, tune in for the games talk when shit gets real. Cool. Cool. It sounds like a good Thanksgiving Black Friday combo though.
Mm.
When do you start your new job?
My orientation's on Wednesday.
Nice. You get a couple of days off then.
Yeah, I did it that way. And also, because I'm a stupid gullible person, I just feel like I should mention it. Like I found out like my boss lady, like her boss has screwed her over
Mhm.
a little bit. So like she's losing like one of her like leads for her store. And like so like I pretty much told her like, hey, if you actually do need help, like I'm on call. So like just let me know and like I'll help out a little bit. So
Mhm.
I just need to stop being so nice. It's killing me.
Yeah.
I just need to die.
Just set me free. Yeah, I mean, like I get that. I'm like in a very specific spot personally where I'm like, I gotta just not be nice about some things. Just with some of the stuff that I'm dealing with. But I feel you. You'll get through. Once you have your new job, once you start that, I think it'll be easier for you to say like, hey, I really need to focus on this.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Scott, what about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was pretty good.
Cool.
We didn't have too much this year in terms of food variety.
Mm-hmm.
I think the entire plate was turkey, a couple of dinner rolls, a sweet potato cranberry mesh
Okay.
with homemade cranberry sauce.
That sounds very sweet.
It was. And then it was mashed potatoes gravy with Brussels sprouts and green beans. That was everything.
Okay. Was mac and cheese on the table at all?
It was it in the list of things that I mentioned?
No.
Okay.
But I don't know if you had one of everything.
Listen, dude, you hear him say mac and cheese.
I'm sorry, Scott. You're right. I apologize. I crossed the line. Did you do any Black Friday shopping?
No.
Okay. I figured not. I know that's not really your jam, but
Yeah, definitely not.
I'll ask this, Tony. Did you do any online Black Friday shopping?
Nope.
Nope. Just
I bought literally nothing on Black Friday, and I feel good.
that's good. It was so for me, Thanksgiving was good for me. Kind of retouched basic spread. I had a little bit of the yams, a little bit of the sweet potatoes this year. I'm not huge on sweet potatoes, but I'm trying to warm up to them. They're very good for you in some regards. I don't know if the way my grandma and aunt cook them, they're good for you though, because I think they're covered in sugar. So
That makes them good for you.
yeah, that's got to be it, right? And they're already very sweet, so I've been like slowly weaning myself onto them with sweet potato fries here and there. They're I'm warming up to it. I don't love them still, but they're
Still some sweet pots.
some sweet tots. But Thanksgiving was good. It was lower key. Like my grandma and aunt, she's my great aunt, my grandmother's sister. They typically do the Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter family dinners. Like they love doing that. That's kind of like their thing. They always invite this kind of like friend of the family type person. I don't know if you guys have ever had this. This person, I'm not going to say too much here. Not that anyone would ever track these people down on the internet, but
Tracking them down right now. Hacking into the mainframe.
this person and their son come, and they're just like the worst. They're just the worst people.
Hmm.
Just like the worst people. And I hate them. But like I don't know. And the thing is, like my brother Derek hates them for sure too. And my dad is not a huge fan of them either. And for the most part, I'm with my dad's side of the family because my other brother and my mom live far away in Florida. Um, but they're always there every year. And so I got there and they weren't there. And we had a nice dinner. It was low key. And then right at the end of the night, they showed up like after dinner when we were having dessert. And I was like, all right, I'm out of here. I'm an adult. I have a car. I can leave. I'm leaving. And also like, my dad has a dog and I'm not around dogs normally. So like my allergy to them has gotten
You're like, oh,
worse. So yeah, I'm like basically having a constant asthma attack.
it's not fun.
Which is not fun. And the only real thing that, because I always forget to bring like allergy medicine, so I'll have like a Benadryl there, and then I just get sleepy. I'm like, all right, I have 2 reasons to go home now. But yeah, it was. I appreciated that for the dinner part of things. It was low key. No one yelled at each other. No one mentioned our president. So it was pretty good. I'll chalk it up to a success. For Black Friday, I worked, and I work a retail job for folks that don't know, but that was horrible. But that's beside the point. When I got home, I was like, I got off at like 4:30, so it could have been worse, you know. I could have been there later. So I was like, I'm going through the PlayStation store. I thought about like going to Best Buy just because like I've done it before. Like it was, and it, like I'm finally in like a financially stable part where like I have a little bit of extra spending money, and I'm like, fuck this. I'm just gonna, if I get anything, I'm just gonna buy it digitally, which I do for pretty much everything now. So I'm going through the PSN store. I'm going through the Xbox store, like trying to see if like is there something I want to get, and there wasn't. I think the one game that I did buy, because I've gotten most of everything that I would want to play. I got Hyper Light Drifter on the Switch, which I already own that, but I just really like that game. And I'm probably going to replay it again on Switch. So I was like, what is like, I don't know, is there anything like I actually want? And then I bought like a bunch of stuff from Fangamer. Fangamer makes like really, really cool video games themed apparel. So I got like a really cool Okami shirt that's in the art style of Okami, of like Amaterasu fighting Orochi, and it comes with like a pin, an enamel pin. I got a cool ukulele shirt, and an awesome like super cool Spelunky shirt. I didn't know they had other Spelunky shirts. The one that I'll wear it on the show every now and again is like the Spelunky guy with like the X's for eyes, with the bones in the background. So they had like 2 more, and I got one of them. And I think I got one other shirt from that. I got like 4 shirts because it was basically their deal was like, hey, if you spend this much, you'll get like a credit, and also all shipping on everything is free. And then I got a pair of MeUndies lounge pants, which
Keep getting emails about them, dude.
I know, dude. It was like, so I'm like a MeUndies member, so that means like everything in their store is 25% off.
Yeah, same.
So for Black Friday, and this is good through Monday, Tony, if you decide to.
Nah, dude, I'm not giving in to the consumerism.
That's fair. But for Black Friday, it's an additional 25% off if you're a member.
I'll take my normal 25% off, and I'll thank you to not mention this in my presence.
That's fair.
Just kidding.
But yeah, it was like 50% off with free shipping for these like lounge pants that are like normally like $80.
Yeah, very expensive.
Which, you know, they're like super nice, so I get it. It is for sure like a premium superfluous product, but I was like, fuck, man, I've wanted these for so long. I'm just gonna get them. They were like $34.
Yeah.
So I got them, so I'm pretty stoked about that. So yeah, I just got a bunch of cool t-shirts and some lounge pants, and I'm like,
Hell yeah.
feeling pretty cool about it. But yeah, no real video game purchases, which I'm like okay with. I've kind of touched base with most of everything I want to see for the year. But it was good holiday weekend. Relatively, save for like the anxieties of work and whatnot. I'm sure you felt that too, Nabshin. It was pretty chill, pretty low key. You guys wanna talk about some video games?
I could be convinced.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. I fucked up. I didn't even get Audacity ready.
Oh, okay.
Let me make sure this is good to go. That's the wrong one. What if I just recorded from the webcam microphone the whole show?
That would be interesting.
That'd be rough. A little rough. Recorded from the webcam microphone. Cool. Sounds good. All right, I'm ready to go. You guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Please count it down.
5.
I fucked up.
That was quick.
Whoops. I done goofed. 5. Wait. Namajan, do you have your thing ready? Your Game Awards thing?
I was helping my mom all this week. I haven't had time.
Okay, we'll just do we'll do Game Awards predictions then. We'll keep it classic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, we're good.
And we did it. I forgot to pull up the Google Doc. I was just chilling watching Game Grumps. I'll say like I don't know, did I tell you guys that I upgraded to YouTube Premium?
Oh God.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, they've
Anymore?
they've abandoned YouTube Red. It is now called YouTube Premium.
Dude, I haven't talked about it this much, but like I've been like in an ad-free life for like almost a year now, and it's amazing.
It is incredible. Like I feel so powerful for no reason. I'm like, all right, because I did it just because I was like, I was binging Game Grumps in my deepest, darkest clinical depression. And I was like, I am so fucking sick of seeing political ads. This was a few weeks ago, just before the election. And I was like, fucking, there's a dude that ran in Maryland. I don't know if you, Scott, Tony, you guys heard about this guy. Was it, oh, his name is like an idiom. It's like a phrase. Oh, God. Oh, I can't think of it. But like I kept seeing his fucking ads and I kept making this same joke about his dumb name every single time I saw it. And I was like, I just gotta get through the election. Like, I'll do the free trial. And like within 2 days, I was like, fuck, you got me, Google. You done got me. But yeah, it's a life-changing experience. I'm sure I didn't know you would, because I remember you talked about doing the trial Namishin. I didn't know you had kept it. So you know, it's it's a level of bliss I've never experienced before.
Like, because stuff like Patreon and like me like actually like subbing on like the Twitch people I actually watch. Like, I haven't seen ads in like the longest time, and because I don't watch TV, I don't see commercials either. So it's like anything that like I actually see is something I actually want to see for the most part. And so like it's a really good thing. And like I didn't realize like how beneficial that was. And like YouTube Premium is like is crazy expensive. It's way too expensive for what it is, $13. But like
yeah.
At the same time now it's like I cannot go back to ads anymore. Like no way.
It was like because I was watching Skyward Sword, which I've now watched all of, and I had not watched any of it. And so they do 15-minute episodes for kind of like their main series, the Game Grumps do, and there'll be like a mid-episode ad, and I was like, I can't, this fucking mid-episode ad. I don't begrudge them.
Mid-episode ads now? Oh god.
Yeah, I know, dude. I know. I don't begrudge them, right? Like, you know, they're
because it's not them.
Yeah, they're just doing the thing. But, you know, like the pre-show ad, the mid-episode ad, and then the end of episode ad, and I'm just like letting the playlist roll, so then it'll go to the next episode and it'll have the pre-show ad. And I was like, fuck it, like it's killing. It felt I was encroaching on like TV again. The guy's name is Calvin Ball. And every time I'd see an ad for him, I'd be like, "Do you think he plays?" I thought that in my head every single time. And it was a dumb joke the first time, and it was a dumb joke the 47th time, but I just couldn't stop myself. So I was like, I need to shut this down. But yeah, this is not an ad for your YouTube Premium, but they've got.
But I mean, if
they
you
got
guys want to reach out,
But YouTube, if you want to give us some money, I'm open to it.
say.
I think all of us are. We're ready to fucking sell ourselves pretty quick at this point.
I'd sell myself to Lisa too. Mattress sleeps real good.
Oh yeah, you have a Lisa, right?
Yeah, I've had it for like 2.5 months.
What's the update? Is it still good?
It's real good.
Cool. I imagine it's pretty broken in now.
Yeah. So like when you first get it, like, and I think a lot of people say this, that it hurts your back for a little bit, but that's because you're used to sleeping on shitty mattresses.
Yep.
So your back is used to sleeping in a terrible position. So it's like weird for your body to like actually be in the correct sleeping position when you're asleep. So after like a month, it doesn't, like, my back doesn't hurt anymore, and it feels great.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember when I switched to like my foam mattress. It was
Dude, I remember when you switched to that foam mattress.
I was so stoked.
You were like, yo, everybody has to get over here and touch this bed.
Hang out on this bed real quick. It's not weird, I swear.
And then we all hung out on your bed and you played horror games and we watched.
Oh yeah. Fucking Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
That shit was great.
It was horrifying.
So fun.
I'm still emotionally scarred.
That was like pre-streaming being like a very popular. So
Yeah.
like it was basically us watching a live stream in person.
We were on the ground floor.
Oh yeah.
Justin TV.
Justin TV, shout out. Pour one out.
Shout out to Justin.
Justin's watching us live right now too, so he'll appreciate that.
Shout out to Justin.
All right. It is Saturday, November 24th, 2018, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 403. I am your host, Alex O'Neill, and joining me this week, we have Scott Guthier,
Goodbye.
Tony Horvath,
Where's Scott going?
and Brian Nobishin Jackson.
Is it cold in here? I said it must be some Tauros in the atmosphere. I said burr!
Burr.
Burr. Burr indeed. Welcome back, everybody. Happy holidays. Happy early holidays and happy late holidays.
But then I realized you couldn't hear the door closed because I'm on push to talk.
Why? I hate that you're always on push to talk on the podcast, Scott.
Why would we change our audio settings for just one of our constant Discord calls?
I guess that's fair.
It's not like, I don't know, I've been using push to talk for over 10 years, so it's not like you're missing things because I say them and forget to hit the button, you know what I'm saying?
I'm always worried I'm going to miss some hot Tony Horvath, Scott Guthier content. That's all.
No,
Okay, good.
promise.
Whew. Dodged a bullet there. Welcome back from the holidays. I hope all of our listeners had a lovely American Thanksgiving. If you're not American, which I know some of you aren't, I don't know.
Start doing Thanksgiving.
Yeah, start doing Thanksgiving. It's like the third Thursday in November. I wonder how they decided that, where it was like, no, it's just going to be the third one every month, every year. It's going to be the third Thursday in November. We'll figure it out. Or the fourth. It's one of the two. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it seems kind of random, to be perfectly honest. And I hope no one got hurt in our Battle Royale Black Friday holiday that consumerism created. So, as Tony put it.
Yeah, how dare they?
How dare they? But yeah, we're in the end of the year. It's chill. We're all just hanging out until Smash Brothers comes out, really. Although, fair warning, apparently all of Smash Brothers is on the internet. So if you are spoiler conscious, which I didn't think I could say about Smash Brothers, but apparently there are things to spoil in that adventure mode in that game. Just be
So
wary.
they did it again.
They did. Somebody, I guess there's some level of data mining that happened. I don't even know how that happened.
The pre-order, maybe.
Maybe I
You
imagine because you can pre-download it. So if you
Mhm.
if you have a boot like a hacked Switch, maybe you can data mine it. But yeah, all of the music is on the internet though. I might have indulged. I might have dipped my toe in some of that Smash Brothers music, and ooh, it's very good. But next week we'll be in December, which means we're in Game of the Year territory, which is very exciting. It's not really going to change anything for us, but the editorial team, the writing team is. We're having like a meeting about it tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to having to do our Game of the Year show of this, and then another one with them, where I gotta argue twice again. Anyway,
Maybe you just facilitate and not argue.
that's
on
my
that
hope.
show.
Is for that one, I'm gonna be a little bit more hands off, and for ours,
Yeah.
I'll be a little bit more hands on.
I think that's a solid plan.
I mean, like it hasn't been the most stellar of a year all around, and as far as video games, so like
Mhm.
it'll be a more subdued year, I think.
Yeah, for us, it'll be chill. I think it'll be more of us like talking about the handful of games that we particularly liked.
Just a lot of Into the Breach talk and maybe Hollow Knight mentions and
And Detroit become
Dragon Ball
human.
Fighter Z, or even,
Yeah.
you know.
If I
Monster
were
Hunter
to
World.
amend that statement, I would take a hands-off approach, unless they're just fucking wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Tony. I'm pulling. I think. Can we make a prediction here? Can I make a friendly wager here that Monster Hunter World is going to be the Irrational Passions podcast game of the year? That's what I'm banking on. I'm
Really?
fighting for you,
I
Tony.
mean,
Did you even play?
I did. I played with you.
I don't remember. See like, how
I
insignificant.
put 50
that
hours into
experience
that game. I mean, you played more on PC, and that is a far more.
was. Actually, that's not true. I played way more on PS. I played
Oh.
enough on PC to like get to the end and do some grinding with some friends, and I was like, okay, I already did all this. See ya.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's a feel good pick for me. As for the editorial side, like literally, we have no idea. No one has any clue. As
God
to,
of
like,
War, obviously.
It's not God of War. Is the thing, because like just as much as on this show, like we're pretty indifferent on it. Like people feel more positive about it on the editorial team, but still not like super positive. So yeah, maybe Tetris Effect. I bought it. I just paid George Cruz $40 so that he could buy that game. So we'll see. But we will we'll get more into like end of the year predictions in a little bit when we're gonna make some predictions on the Game Awards, which nominees came out for that last week. We were gonna do a little bit of a game, but I think we're just gonna stick with the standard predictions. We're gonna go through and kind of predict what we think will win and what we want to win. What we want to win will be for kind of more for fun. And if whoever wins our Game Awards predictions, I will buy a burrito. How about that?
All right, I'm down. I'm hungry
Always be hungry.
Yeah.
And
for the win, not the burrito.
and the points for those are going to go toward our betting, our bets.
all right, we're doing a mulligan here.
Yeah,
We're not doing a burrito. We're doing a ramen bowl.
a ramen bowl. Ooh, I'm down for that. We have to make up for our ramen misadventure. More specifically, me ruining your.
I'm gonna
ramen
say, what do you
adventure.
mean we?
Yeah, it's not a we thing. It's a you thing.
I know.
AKA Alex buys us ramen regardless of who.
Yes,
Nah, he can buy himself ramen.
Yeah, that's
if he wins.
I will buy just myself ramen and have a very yummy, fun time.
Yeah, we won't show up, but we're gonna tell you we're gonna show up and make you wait like 2 hours.
Oh, they'll do that.
That's what I did to them, so it's fair. I still feel bad, but we'll see how it turns out. The Game Awards are November 6th, December 6th, at 9 p.m. Eastern, I believe. The time might be wrong, but I believe the date is right. So we will know in a couple of weeks. But before then, there's not a lot of housekeeping to do. We're just, I do want to throw out one thing. Logan Wilkinson and Mike Burgess are doing a video series on youtube.com/Irrational Passions. It is a Let's Play series, which we have not done for a while. The last Let's Play series we did, I think, was me playing a game with Brant Range, and obviously the most infamous one before then was Tony and I playing Omega Quintet, a game that
Just good.
in theory we beat. Just watch the last episode of that series where
It's all the episode that matters.
where we make a music video, and it's I don't know if you've gone back and rewatched that, Tony. I go back and rewatch it every like year or so.
I've definitely seen it. Now, I wouldn't say, very recently, somewhat recently.
It's really fucking good. We had way too much fun with the music. To be very, very good, like music video creation tools in that game. Not very good at anything else. Yeah, they're playing A Way Out. Logan and Mike are. The best part for me is I know how that game ends, and they didn't. When they got to it, as you would expect, but them going through that it's been pretty fun. They're putting out I think once or twice a week. They missed they were posting like Mondays and Fridays. But yeah, we're trying to do maybe more series like that with a little bit more mismatched hosts. We've got a new one that we're hopefully going to be doing soon that involves Hitman 2 that I'm pretty excited about. So that is a fun series over on YouTube. You should go check it out. But that's the only bit of housekeeping I really want to throw out here. Let's talk about video games. We all have been playing video games, so let's talk about them. I played some video games. I don't know if you guys have heard of these newfangled inventions called video games. But I played some stuff, and I'd love to talk about it. I played video games, and I'm here to say that they're really fun in a major way. I finished the story, quote unquote, of Tetris Effect, the campaign of it.
Journey mode.
Yes. Did you finish it, Namishan?
Yes, I did. I just finished it yesterday.
Nice. Did you play on? I played on normal. Did you play on normal?
Normal, yeah.
Have you gone back and played any on expert at all?
No.
Okay.
Not really thinking about it. Like I want to go do all the effect modes just to do that and have fun with that. But like other than that, no.
Okay. I played a little bit on expert just to see what the difference was. Yeah, it's mostly like the speed, like the speed notches that you do them at the same intervals, but I believe on normal you have to clear 40 lines per like level, and on expert you have to clear 60 lines per level. But for the most part, it's just like the speed, all the base speeds are higher, which I imagine would be real hectic. It took me quite a few tries to beat that last level, but I eventually got it. That last song, I got really emotional at several points playing Tetris Effect. I don't know if it had a similar effect on you.
It's a very emotional game, yes.
Yeah. Again, this was kind of like my first exposure to this kind of game. But boy, that first song, the jazz one, the city street one.
Mm-hmm.
I the best part of it's because I am just a huge lover of Tetris. Quentin Hoffman, who is here for Extra Life, him and I were playing before Extra Life had started, and he loves Tetris. It's one of his all-time favorite games. I didn't know about that. He's also never played a Mizuguchi game, so his reaction to Tetris Effect was phenomenal. During that, because he also loves freeform jazz. So during that jazz level where it's you're going through this city street and the city is lighting up and the way you're rotating the tetrominoes is cause these spontaneous jazz beats. So playing Tetris in a way is becoming this metaphor for jazz music while jazz music is playing in the background. It's like incredible. It's one of my favorite moments in that game. But Quinn got like so fucking emotional. He stood up and had to leave the room. He's like, "This is fucking crazy," and he had to like walk out. And I was like, "This is the best reaction anyone could have had to this game." But yeah, he was way into it, which was awesome to see. Did you have any particular favorites, Nabashin?
Like almost any one of them that had like lyrics with it. Like I just love like I think the best thing about the game for me is like at the same time where it's like it's just giving you like this great experience, but like it's also teaching you how to play like Tetris and like in like the weirdest way. Like not like that it's like it's weirdly teaching you how to play Tetris even more, like, or at least like improve your skills in Tetris even more. Just by with the sounds of music and like kind of getting used to like stuff speeding up, and even though it's speeding up, like the next song cue afterwards, like it was like slow down again. So it's like there's no like real like a game doesn't feel punishing, even though there are punishing parts. It just feels like I want to do good in that game because like I want to like have like the full experience of it. It's weird to say, but like I like that game a whole lot.
Yeah, I think like I've been thinking a lot of stuff to like write about Tetris Effect, just because like it has inspired me so much. But yeah, like I like that a lot of like the musical kind of story. Like it's using Tetris as like this visual representation of all these different cultures and all these different sounds and all these different kinds of music, while you're also just like playing Tetris all the way to the end, which is called the Metamorphosis, of like this kind of, it is using Tetris as a metaphor for like the human condition in a really cool way of like everything is connected and we're all kind of pieces on the board. And it's like the first song, like the deep song is kind of like very literally explaining that, and then like as it progresses and things get more abstract, it does a lot of really cool stuff with how it uses both music, Tetris, and like its visuals to tell that story, and it's really 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 good. Cannot understate that enough or overstate that enough. But yeah, I finished it. I was very happy. I'll give a particular shout out. The mood effect modes. Chill marathon is pretty dope, just because it's marathon, but you can't fail. If you hit the top, it just resets. But yeah, I like Tetris Effect a lot. It's $40. It's worth every goddamn penny. If you're out there, you should go buy it. I finished chapter 15 of Valkyria Chronicles 4. I didn't do anything else. I just finished that and I put the game down. I'm like, cool. Come back to you in a couple of days, but I just needed to do that. It was emotional. That's really all I have to say. So I believe I'm pretty close to that game.
For you or for the
for me,
the game?
Very much just for me. It's an emotional moment in the game that is satisfying, but the more emotion was felt on my behalf. But I was satisfied. I think like the mechanic of that kind of boss fight that you're in, I don't think it's going to come back. So that's a relief. I finished all of the Spyro Reignited trilogy. 100%ed all those games. I got the Platinum Trophy in Spyro 3, which is like the easiest one to get, which is weird. I only had to, like, the thing about the trophy lists in those games are there a lot of like weird specific challenges in some of them. Mostly Ripto's Rage, the second Spyro game. I'm missing like 15 trophies in that game. They're all like, do this very specific thing on this level, and I'm like, I could do this, but this is just tedious. Like, I don't know if I want to go back and do this. But I just had one of those kind of weird challenges left after I had finished Spyro 3, which was like glide for like 10 continuous seconds without touching the ground on this level. And I was like, okay, I could go do
Jesus.
that. Yeah, it's like, it was pretty simple. So I went and did that and platinumed it. And then I went back and platinumed the first game. Just, again, like, it was just series of specific challenges. So it wasn't too bad. The second, Ripto's Rage, probably not going to go and platinum that. We'll see. It was cool, like, one really great collection. I think those games hold up really well. The third one definitely, I think, has the most problems, and it is very much like, it reminds me a lot of Donkey Kong 64 in that, like, hey, we're going to take all the collectibles.
That was the greatest game ever.
Yeah, the greatest game ever, according to two people, and only those two people. But it's very much like, hey, we're going to take the collectible notch and we're just going to put it all up to 11. And that's fine. Like, it has 14,000 collectible gems, which are like the currency or equivalent, and 150 dragon eggs. And like the most skill points. Skill points are like these little secret challenges that are hidden in about 90% of the levels. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, I think that game is still fun. And what's cool is I think it has, in the second game, they introduce the idea that you are kind of playing through each level, and each level has a bit of a story to it. Like, oh, I'm in this level, and we created these tiki statues out of wood, and now they've come to life, and they're attacking us. You're kind of like going through the level and opening these doors and helping these people fend off these tiki statues to the end, and then there's like a conclusion to that little mini story. And Spyro 3 kind of takes that and makes the fullest little narratives out of each level. And I think those are really good. And they're cute. Like, all the characters you interact with in that game are super cute and fun. And it's very jolly. It's a very good vibes. So I think like that part of Spyro 3 is the best of the three. They kind of started doing that in 2. And it's really good in 2. But I guess like overall of the games, 2 is kind of the most balanced. There are cool secrets in that game. The challenges are like a good balance of fun and challenging. There's not too many collectibles. There's a huge variety of worlds. And I think like the kind of main story of that is the most fun. But all those games are really great. And I just, you know, it was a really good vibes, which is exactly what I needed. I'm kind of sad that that it's all over now, but I like I said last week, I played those games like not too long ago, maybe like 9 or 10 years ago. And I had 100% of them. Yeah, like when I was like 15 was like the last time I played them.
You know, you said not too long ago.
That's fair. But like it's not like it was like 20 years ago when I was a kid, right? I did play them 20 years ago.
But you're saying like you're 30.
That's true. I mean, I don't know, man. I've been in a weird introspective week. But like I consider my mentality like in 2010, 2009, like very not too dissimilar to how I play games now. Like skill level wise. So like I remembered doing a lot of the same jumps and getting hung up on the same specific, like there's a lot of skateboarding mini games in Spyro 3 for some fucking reason.
Because dragons like to skateboard. What do you mean?
It's true. Purple dragons especially like to skateboard. But I remembered all of the skateboard challenges from Spyro 3 to a fucking T when I was playing those levels again. So it's like, okay, like this isn't so far gone that it's like a childhood memory. I do remember this from the last time I played it. That's mostly what I mean, Abishin. Sure. But so like everything I remembered, I was like, I remember there's like some dumb secret on this level, and then I got to it pretty quickly. So I didn't ever get stuck. which was both a good thing because I would have probably gotten more frustrated with them, but a bad thing because I blew through those games so quickly. But regardless, super fun. And just they did a great job remastering them. I will say, like, some of the character models like are a little fugly, but it's not like they need to look amazing by any means. I have been playing Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Nabishin, did you get the Let's Go game?
I did.
Which one did you get?
Pikachu.
Nice, dude.
Eevee's way better. Y'all are fucking zaps.
Did you get that Eevee Switch, Tony? You about to
Nope.
dive in?
Nope.
Where are you
Doesn't
at?
mean she's any less better.
I mean, that's fair. I like Eevee too. Where are you at in it, Nabishin?
I just beat Brock.
Nice. Taking it at a chill pace. Or whatever. I don't know when you got it, so.
I got it yesterday.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. I just beat the 4th gym leader. I'm trying to think who that was. Erica, the grass gym leader. Which I remember, like, Lieutenant Surge, who's the 3rd gym leader. I feel like I remember him being like 6. 5 or 6, but I guess I was wrong. But yeah, I mentioned it last week. It's just very jolly vibes. How do you feel about it so far, Nabishan? I'm really curious on your take.
You just got the game itself, right? You didn't get like the gimmick ball or whatever.
No, I did not get the gimmick ball.
Well, the gimmick ball is very gimmicky, but very good.
Is it because like Mike's been using it and he's been giving me kind of mixed feelings on it?
I mean, I like it's a dumb thing. I'm not gonna say like it's something amazing or something like that, but it's like I enjoy like if I'm gonna do this thing where I have to use motion controls to even play the game because I don't play on handheld mode, then I want to throw a Pokeball and I'm throwing a Pokeball, so like it works out that way.
Yeah, but like to navigate the menus, don't you have to like shake it?
For like certain things, like not for most things, like because like there's only like 2 buttons on the controller, so it's like you can only do the 2 button things, but like when they want to ask like to like go to the options or something like that, you just shake the ball to go through it. So it's not that big of a deal. Like the annoying thing about it really is like you can't like put your Switch into sleep mode with the ball, so you have to like actually like have like maybe your 3rd stick or whatever with you just so you can like get it out of the game more or less. So that's like the only really inconvenient thing about it. But like it's cool. Like there's like a little ring thing that you put over your ring finger. So you like always have the ball in your hand mostly, and just like you just throw the ball every once in a while, and it's fun.
Yeah, I'll like I've played a little bit on the TV. I've been playing mostly in handheld mode, which it seems like it's kind of made around handheld mode, which is like kind of a bummer for the first like console Pokemon game, but or at least the first console Pokemon game in a while. Like you throw the Joy-Con and you toss it and get it. I'm very bad.
A weird question.
Yeah.
Did you ever play that Pokemon game that was on the GameCube? What was that game?
Oof, Pokemon.
It wasn't.
Snap.
No, that was N64.
That was on 64.
GameCube.
Dude, if there was a Pokemon Snap on GameCube,
Wasn't it like the one where you like start in a desert and like this Pokemon arena town or what?
yeah, it's like
I mean, was it basically the stadium again?
Pokemon
was it
Coliseum or something?
yeah, Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, which is basically a Pokemon stadium game. It's technically called Pokemon Coliseum.
But there wasn't connection to like the portable games, right?
Yeah, and there was like a story mode in that as well. There was like a single player mode in that game. I hear it was like short but like pretty good. A friend of mine, I remember, was way into it. But yeah, I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, that's like a black spot in my history as far as like knowledge, because like I play Stadium, of course. I play both the stadiums, but like I don't think I've even seen that game in motion. Like I've maybe seen screenshots about it. I'm like, that's cool. That's
I've
like
seen very little bits of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like there was Pokemon Stadium 2, and then the first Pokemon Stadium on GameCube was called Pokemon Coliseum, and then Pokemon XD is a sequel to Pokemon Coliseum.
Okay.
And it's about shadow Pokemon and purifying shadow Pokemon. Like the cover of it is that Shadow Lugia. Yeah, I like, again, I know some people did like it, but you know, I'm looking at it, it's kind of 64 on Metacritic, so I mean, didn't review well at the very least. But yeah, that's the only other like console level go and catch Pokemon game that I know of. But yeah, I don't like. I know you haven't seen a lot of it, but how do you feel about like just no random battles and whatnot?
It's one of those things where it's like, cause like like I don't even know. Like I don't really know what to think about it really, because it's like just like going around and like trying to find the Pokemon and just like just doing the motions of like getting the Pokemon just to even get it just so you can go into these battles. Like I guess it's like one of those things where it's like you can simplify a video game like any way you want to, and like does that really impact the game? Like for this game, I don't think it really does for the most part, but like I'd say I miss it, and like I think Pokemon's better because of that. Like for the people who love Pokemon, like I think this is a misstep for them, like almost in a big way, because like like they're really deep into like their battles and stuff like that, and like though you can still have battles, you can battle against your friends and stuff like that. Like it's obviously not the main function. It's like in like this pie of like let's go a Pokemon Let's Go. Like it's probably like maybe like less than a fourth of it, I would say.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I enjoy it for what it is, and like it's just something to play, really. It's like I'm in a weird place. Like I'm in a weird place. I just like distracted myself from not beating the games that I actually want to play or should play, and I'm just playing other games. So like whatever. But like it's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I think I'm in the camp of like I think I might prefer this over regular ass Pokemon. So I saw somebody throw the idea out of like, man, I really hope they do a Let's Go Silver and Let's Go Gold. I'm like, fuck, I would really like it if they did that, and I bet they will, probably in 2 years. If like assuming Generation 8 or whatever the fuck generation we're on comes out next year, and it is more of a return to form. I would love if they kept doing like reimaginings in the Let's Go franchise. Personally,
did you connect your Let's Go to
Pokemon Go?
Yeah.
I caught like one Pokemon ever in Pokemon Go, so I've not explored that application at all. Like my roommate Ethan, he plays Pokemon Go every goddamn day still. So he has a complete Pokedex of everything that's available in Pokemon Go right now. So I told him about this game, and he's like, fuck, man, I just can't buy a Switch right now. And I was like, yeah, it just seems like a thing that you'd be really into. So I'm trying to see if I can maybe pull him aside so that we can play like the 2-player, like the local co-op, just to see what he thinks of it. Because I just really like his take on it. But yeah, I don't miss random battles. Like I don't miss having to deal with 1,000 fucking Zubats. I like seeing a Zubat and then wanting to catch it just because I know my whole team gets experience and I can just junk the Zubats off to Professor Oak, whatever the fuck he does with them. I don't know if you probably haven't seen that stuff yet, but you can just select all on all the Pokemon and just send them to Professor Oak, and he'll give you like candies to level up or power up your Pokemon.
Okay.
Which is a cool mechanic. Like, it very much, as someone who typically plays Pokemon and only catches like 10 Pokemon, it is kind of fun to like be walking around and being like, oh shit, an Arcanine. Like, I don't have one of those. Like, let me go catch an Arcanine. I've never played Pokemon and felt that. Which is like totally counter to the point, but like I always play Pokemon with the mentality of like, I'm going to have to fucking nurture 6 of these at a time. I barely have enough time for them, and I don't want to spend half my time grinding, so I'm only going to catch like 9 or 10 Pokemon and basically put a lot of work into keeping them at the top of their form. But in this, I'm like, oh, fuck, like a Krabby. Like, I haven't seen a Krabby yet. Holy shit, let me go catch this Krabby. Just because, why not? I can kind of get rewarded for this in a lot of other different ways. By just catching it, I get experience. By sending it to Professor Oak, I get items to power up the Pokemon that I do want to keep in my team. And I can finish the Pokedex, and it feels like a really low commitment to that. And that's nice. Like, it is like, that is the appeal of Pokemon to most people, or at least it seems like on the outside looking in. And I finally get to be kind of a part of that, and it's fun. It is a different feeling. Like, I'm like sitting around like thinking, like, who do I know who has Let's Go Eevee? Like, I want to trade. I want to get a Vulpix, and I want to get a this or that. And that's cool. So yeah, I'm definitely in the pro Let's Go camp, which I had a suspicion that maybe I'd be more into it, because when I talked to friend of the show, Nato Johnson, about it, he's like the #1 Pokemon fan. He was like, listen, you're not going to miss random battles. Like, I promise you, it is not an integral part of this series for me, and probably not for most people. And for me, he was totally right. So, yeah, I'm having a great time. So I don't know. What is even cooler is, like, the last time I played this game, I never played Fire Red or Leaf Green. So last time I actually played Pokemon Yellow was when I played Pokemon Yellow as a child, because I've never gone back to it. So like seeing stuff again that I'd totally forgotten about, like the Team Rocket base and the whole Ghost Tower thing, has been really cool. It's like, oh shit, like I do kind of remember this, and I understand it way better. And
I
also
just got finished doing Yellow like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
And I beat that fully. Yeah, I beat that game right before Sun came out, because I wanted to trade my Pokemon from that game to Sun, and then I never went back to Sun. So
Yeah.
whatever. But like yeah, like going through this again, it's just like, yeah, it's fun, and like I enjoy doing this again, like because it's like I think it's just a really good remaster for what it is.
Yeah.
As far as like that, doesn't hit all the points, but like it hits most of them, and it does like a really good with it that that I really enjoy for what it is.
Yeah. Like, I think the most recent thing for me was like watching Brandon Plays Pokemon, the Easy Ally series, where like Brandon Jones played Red for the first time. And like kind of seeing it from his perspective was really fun. And now I feel like I'm getting that perspective playing through this version of the game. Because it's kind of like a jolly romp instead of like a slog, which Pokemon has felt to me in the past. I like, the weirdest thing is, like, peak Pokemon for me, like the most I've ever loved Pokemon was playing Black and White and then Black and White 2. And I don't remember like what I loved about it. Because a lot of the things that I complain about with Pokemon now are like how long the battles take, how much grinding there is. But I put like 80 hours into each of those games, like 60 into Pokemon Black and then 82 into Pokemon Black 2. So again, I don't know what worked in those games that doesn't for me now, but I was really just way into those. So
I think it's because mostly it's the newness of it.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least that was the appeal for what I've seen from Pokemon Black and Pokemon White.
Yeah, the first one for sure had that.
Mm-hmm.
That's still my favorite. Like, when I recommend a newer Pokemon to people, I always say you should play Black or White, because it's 150 new Pokemon, and you only see those Pokemon through the first run of the game. I still think that's the coolest thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to do that again. But I don't know, like the different things that they've done, like the Alolan stuff in Sun and Moon, where it's like, hey, we're gonna do mostly the original Pokemon, but we're gonna remix all of them, I think is still cool. I don't think it held as much of an appeal as like here's just a new world and all new Pokemon. That is a cool idea, and it's cool to see like you can get Alolan Pokemon in this. They're not necessarily in the wild because the big thing about Sun and Moon is that these Pokemon adapted to this environment, but you can trade for them. So like I met a girl from Alola, and she's like, I have a Sandshrew that I love, and I would love to have a Sandshrew from Kanto, because I know they're different. So we swapped, and I got like the cool Ice Steel Sandshrew. And that's a cool thing to see. So there's plenty of like opportunities like that in the game to get the different versions of the Kanto Pokemon. So I don't know, it's great. I really, really like it. The only other thing I've been playing is just a little plug here. I am a co-host on the Three Best Friends cast limited run. Is like they used to do kind of like a general podcast, but they've like canceled that show in favor of just doing this limited run series. It's a monthly show where they go through each game in a series. And throughout all of 2018, me, Jake, and Matt, the other two hosts, have been going through the Kingdom Hearts series. We just recorded the episode on Birth by Sleep, which should be out soon. I think threebestfriendscast.com might be the website. If not, at JakeP47 on Twitter. He will, that's your guy to get the links to all that. But that's been a super fun show for me. And I was really honored when they were like, hey, like we want to do this series. Would you be down to do this whole series with us? And I was like, listen, I am always down to talk about Kingdom Hearts. It's been a good outlet for me. To talk about Kingdom Hearts more on that show than this show. But we just talked about Birth by Sleep. It was really cool because it was Matt's first time like finishing Birth by Sleep and Jake's first time ever playing Birth by Sleep. And we had a really cool conversation about that. But in the lead up, I started playing Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. Man, that game kind of bumps me out. I don't know if I've like come full circle on it, but like I think I like that might be like maybe my least favorite Kingdom Hearts game now, which is
that you played.
That I've played. I mean, I've played Reach Into Memories, so and I think
I'm talking about like don't insult that game. I'm talking about like Recoded, but never mind.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yo, insult that game.
I don't even put Recoded in the tapestry of Kingdom Hearts. But it's twofold, right? It's like I think like the levels and just like the worlds, the stories that are told in those worlds are like not very good personally, I think. And part of me now, like going back to it with all this time, they feel a little bit rushed. But also like all of the complicated bullshit that is introduced in that game, like it is like the most up its own ass of any Kingdom Hearts game for me, I think. I don't know how you feel about what I'm saying. No.
No, totally. Because like, I've never went back to that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like even like the HD collection, like I played like I did like the first part of it, but like I never really went completely into it because like as much as I enjoy Dream Drop Distance, it's a lot of stuff in that game.
Yeah,
and like it was that game where like I was like, you know, like, oh, you should try Kingdom Hearts, you should try again.
It's a game that muddied the water.
Like, yeah, it's the one that's like, no, you shouldn't get into the series. If you don't want to get to the series, if you think you should, if you think you can, you can't. And that's because of that game.
Yeah.
But you know,
no, I understand. It's the thing is like I think that game is like intentionally confusing for no good reason. Like it is a thing of while I'm in it, like the characters don't know what's going on, and like they're also giving misinformation. Like there's the opening scene of that game. I don't know if you remember. It is a first person perspective of Xehanort when he's like taking all of the organization members' hearts before he became Heartless. And Braig, who's the last person's heart he takes, is like, did you ever lose your memory? Did you remember this whole time? And it's like, no, he didn't. And I know this, we're super in the weeds so quick. I'm so sorry. It's like, no, he did like lose his memory, but like you're putting that out into the ether for like no fucking reason. Like there's no payoff on that line of dialogue. But like when you're in that deep and like this game is so important for leading into Kingdom Hearts 3, or allegedly it is, like you're analyzing every single thing that any character is saying and all these different, like there's so much misdirection in that game and it's really like frustrating. It like that game is intentionally muddying the waters. It's not like the Metal Gear Solid 2 thing of this is crazy and I think everyone's out of their mind, but like actually out of their minds, and it feels like misleading, but it doesn't devalue all the stuff that you did for the first 8 hours of that game. Like I think the end of that game is just escalating craziness, but then there's still a good payoff. I think Dream Drop Distance is just like throwing fucking spaghetti at the wall, and then like by the end of it, half of it actually stuck. And it's like, well, you didn't really parse this in the game, and now I have to parse this. Like I have to figure out what actually matters walking out of that. And I have a feeling that they're going to backpedal on a lot of that stuff in Kingdom Hearts 3. Not like completely, like I don't think they're going to like fucking undo time travel, but like I keep forgetting, like in the narrative of Dream Drop Distance, one of the things is like when you time travel, which is a big part of that game, spoilers, not that it fucking matters because you're not going to understand what's happening anyway. But when you time travel, like when you go back to your original time, you forget everything. Like no matter which direction you go, whether you go back in time or forward in time, you always forget everything. But like the feeling of what you did is etched onto your heart, and that's what's supposed to stick with you. And it's like, like fuck, man, that's so ridiculous. But I forgot that until like playing the game. I remembered that. I was like, oh shit, like legitimately the game Deus Ex Machina itself in the game. And it's like, I love it. I love how ridiculous it is. But I think like this is like the lead up, right? This is the thing just before Kingdom Hearts 3 narratively. And it just like gets so confusing for like really no good reason, because by the time 3 starts, like pretty much everything that happened in Dream Drop Distance won't have really mattered. Save for like a couple of things of like, oh, this character is now more important and this person is doing this now. And a lot of like kind of filling in a little bit of context for motivation, but it's just frustrating because like at the end of the day, the like little fragmentary passage, the little in-engine demo, so to speak, of Kingdom Hearts 3, like tells like a really cool front to back narrative that's linear and is like compelling and emotional. Even though like for the most part, I don't know if that story is going to matter of like what is Aqua going through, throughout this extended period of time. But then they like get to this like very silly, hey, we're going to pay off on this really insignificant thing in a fun way. And you just had a good time. And then like, of course, the ending scene of that game is like leading right into Kingdom Hearts 3. And it's like, oh, I'm so excited now. Like I feel really good now. It makes me really happy that is like the last bit before 3 versus Dream Drop Distance. It's kind of like a palate cleanser in a lot of ways. And it makes me feel kind of better about the franchise again. But yeah. Dream Drop Distance, problematic. Maybe. But that's the only other thing I'm playing. Sorry, I had to random at Kingdom Hearts. I had to get it out of me. Nabashin, did you have anything else outside of Tetris Effect and Let's Go Pikachu?
Nothing really. Like there's a few more Red Dead, a few more hours Red Dead. Other than that, just God, what was the game? What's the game? I'm losing it. I said it earlier.
Dragon Quest, Red Dead,
No. Bloodborne. There you go. That was the
Bloodborne.
one.
Yes.
Like, cause I've been thinking about Bloodborne for like maybe like the last 2 months. I just been thinking about it, and like I had my heart out on it like about a year ago now.
Hmm.
Maybe even yeah, I think it was like last year when I stopped. Just because like not for like any like malicious reason or something like that, or like it got me so angry, but like because I just saw something in the game. Where it was like, oh wow, that's
Oh
weird.
yeah,
I
you
never
saw
seen
some
anything
like
like
really fucked up shit, right? Was it
yeah.
the Chosen? What was that boss's name?
Wait,
No,
which one?
The pilot corpses.
Oh yeah.
no, it was the smaller version. It's the general enemy. The one that was
Yes.
like in the chest and like a whole bunch of skeletons and stuff like that. I was like, wow, that's like that I don't know
That's
that.
it's pretty fucked up.
Yep.
Yeah, for some reason, my reaction to that is like I just turned it off and I just didn't go back to it. Um, and then like I don't know, I've been thinking about it again a lot more lately. And it's like, oh yeah, I should go back to this, but like I remember I was hard out for that reason, so like I kind of rewatched um the Game Grumps play Bloodborne again,
Mm.
and so like I pretty much got to that part, so I was like, okay,
Did you get to the YMCA part?
I got way past that.
That part's the best part.
It's a really good part.
That was way early in. But like I got to that part and it was like, okay, I know I see what they're doing, I know how they attack. Um and now I'm not so freaked out about them anymore. So like I felt like we can go back into it. So I did. And like
Did they ever play the DLC for that?
oh yeah.
I don't know.
It's
If
They
right
did everything.
I don't know if I ever watched the DLC for that.
you watched part of it because you saw Dan get eaten, or not Dan, you saw Aaron get eaten alive.
Oh yeah, I do remember now. I gotta.
Oh yeah,
I-
Aaron getting eaten. Good time.
I think it was Skyward Sword. Aaron brought that game up. No, it was Mega Man 11. He brought that game up because again, me just binge watching Game Grumps recently. Curing my clinical depression. So like, don't knock it till you try it, everybody out there. This is not a doctor's recommendation. But he was talking about how like he went back to Mega Man X. I don't know if you ended up watching their Mega Man 11 playthrough, Nabishin.
Totally did.
But yeah, he talked about going back to Mega Man X and like enjoying and being like, oh yeah, this is good. But then going back to Bloodborne and be like, this is fucking it. And he's like, his consensus was he believes that that's like his favorite game currently in where he's at in his life. And I was like, man, Bloodborne, that was a good fucking game.
Hell yeah, it is.
But yeah, I'm glad you're going back to it. Did you get through that whole area?
Yeah, I beat the boss there. Went through the ward afterwards. I got teleported because I touched that guy.
Yeah, you
And then
Touch that boy.
And then now I'm fighting the mushroom monster thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much where I stopped. He's easy. I just
In
have
the
to,
courtyard,
like,
right? Yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
puzzle boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to like figure out the right way of attacking and preserving myself.
That's a you're getting there. You're almost through that game, so that is a great
I will say the spot that you're at right now, there's some more stuff there that's not immediately obvious.
Yeah. That's fair. Are you gonna play the DLC option?
Yeah, I already bought it. I plan to.
Mm-hmm.
I always like Lady Maria from
Gosh,
when I saw them
It's
play.
one of the best boss fights in video game history.
Yeah, and like I always liked like I think I got really encapsulated with her when Ian and Brad from Easy Allies at their Jolly Co-op, but they just used one controller and they beat Lady Maria.
Oh, I gotta watch that.
It was a while ago. I'll send you the link to that, but like yeah, like I really enjoyed that. Just to see because the work together and actually do it, I was like, fuck man, that's crazy. And like that boss fight looks so cool. So like
That is
I
like
don't know if I could beat her, but like I just want to like experience that for myself.
yeah, visually that's probably the most impressive boss fight in Bloodborne, I think. I don't know if you're with me, Tony.
Yeah, I think the last one's also pretty good. The last one in
In the Prime game. Yeah. That whole area is really fucking good.
And the boss fight underneath the well's pretty good.
Man, that game is pretty good.
It's not really a boss fight, but to me, it was a boss fight.
It was big. It was important for you. Yeah, the last time I played it was last year, I think. After Extra Life, I played through ROM, the Vacuous Spiner,
Yeah.
with a friend of the show, Justin Graffius. He gets 2 mentions in one episode.
Ooh, baby.
But yeah, he's watching our live stream right now, and he says, "What about playing Bloodborne again with me and finally maybe beat it?" You know what? We're talking about it. I'm thinking about it. I'd be down. I think like the last time we played it was just like February-esque area, and it was just like a bunch of stuff coming out. But yeah, we got a little bit of a lull before Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition, and then Kingdom Hearts. Oh god, we're so close. Nabashin, how do you feel about Kingdom Hearts 3?
I feel good.
Good. I do too. Like
Yeah,
I
pretty much after everything you said, and like um, yeah, I'm ready to like especially since like in a weird way, I haven't had anyone like to bring me down about Kingdom Hearts as in like the last like few months. 'Cause, you know, like I know it's a fucking weird, dumb, stupid series, and
Yeah.
but I love it to death, and like uh you know like let me have this, like pretty much like that's and I'm in a position where it's like me having this and I can just like have it to myself and enjoy it for myself, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Scott?
I said no, it's great.
It's
Why do
great.
you hate it?
Yeah, I agree. No, I'm with you. Yeah, like the thing is, like you said, like they announced this week that the game is finished, like quote unquote, like in the sense they didn't say it, but I guess like the game is gone gold or the equivalent of, and yeah, it's just like the concern, like I don't have the same concerns with this like Final Fantasy 15 or anything. We had a conversation about that of like I just
Yeah, I feel this game is fucking done.
Yeah,
and
like-
I'm excited for it. Yes.
yeah, it seems like they like the thing is like you watch the gameplay trailers and like you see like there's dumb fucking mini games in this game. Blah, blah. Like it's stuff that makes me feel like they did not hold back for this game. Like this is the whole Kingdom Hearts prime numbered sequel experience. Like this is the sequel to Kingdom Hearts 2. And they're not holding anything back, and they didn't have to cut any corners. It seems like there's less worlds in it, but that's just the vibe. Obviously I don't know for sure, but 2 had maybe arguably too many worlds in it. So if those worlds are like bigger and like the stories in them are more in depth, I think it is a totally fine payoff. And that's the vibe that I get. Yeah. So this seems like a whole ass game, and the fact that we get that, like, of all the kind of unfortunate things happening at Square Enix right now, it seems like this has kind of gone completely unaffected, which is basically a miracle. It's just kind of nice, you know? And it seems like Nomura poured his heart and soul into like finishing that story in a way he thinks is going to be satisfying for fans. And that's cool. Scott, we're going to get together. We're going to play probably in January, we're going to play that 0.2 without the patch. Pre-patch 0.2. You're going to play it on the real proud mode. And we're going to stream that. That's going to be good. Bloodborne's a very good video game. I'll play. Justin, if you're watching, I'll play with you.
Justin's trying to play Final Fantasy 7, so you got too much on his plate.
Justin, get your shit together, man. Nabashin already played that back in September. Or August. Catch up. Is that all you've been playing, Nabashin?
Yeah, there's probably other stuff, but like that's the main stuff. I bought too much shit, and like this is one of the things I bought a bunch of stuff and I'll probably never play it, but whatever.
Is there anything that out of it that you actually genuinely do want to play?
Like the only ones I'm really playing is ones I'm playing now. Like I bought Pokemon, which I'm playing now. I bought Far Cry 5, but like I don't know. I don't think I'll really go deep into that game again. Um, bought Injustice. Just so I can have the DLC characters, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
The turtles are cool, by the way.
They
Um,
seem cool. I've watched a little bit of gameplay on them, and they seem really cool.
yeah, they're really cool.
It's almost
Like
like
I,
the first animated turtles that don't look weird.
yeah, they're basically the turtles from the movie, and
The only CG turtles that don't look weird.
Yeah, yeah. I think they look cool in the
you
game.
you went through that game, right, Alex?
I never played it.
Injustice 2?
Yeah, never played it.
Man.
It's funny too because I know Brian Kessinger who worked on it. He's like a friend of mine now. We bonded at Kind of Funny Prom, and I was like, man, I've never played your game. I said that to him like really drunk. He's like, it's fine. So it was one of the few embarrassing moments I've had in front of game developers. But now I owe it to him. Brian, if you're out there, I'll play Injustice 2 for you.
Yeah, it's on the cheap. I recommend that game. That game was really good last year. And the story mode was really good too. Um but no, like I bought so much stuff. Like Final Fantasy 13, I do intend to like actually give a try again, just because like
Do it.
the Xbox One X is more or less or the Xbox One in general, it has been my backwards compatibility machine because I'm like dealing with my PS3 is just a little much now.
I get it.
Just because of how slow it is and like other stuff. And like it's just so convenient. And like they're actually putting the effort to make it look better. So like
Are they Xing that bad boy up?
oh, it's 4K, my dude.
Oh shit! Now I will buy it.
I'd like to take this time to say
Yes.
that my original PS3 is still kicking.
Hell yeah, dude! Launch PS3 out the gate from 06 to 18. We going. That's honestly really impressive. Mine bit the dust years ago, so more power to it. I never, you know what? I had that I put in the thing for like the $40 for that civil rights, or not civil rights, but like the lawsuit thing, the whole Linux thing that debacle
right.
that happened. I never got my $40.
I think that just came back recently, right?
Yeah,
Did people
I
just
filled that out earlier this year. With my old, I still have my old PS3. My dad's old PS3, so it was like the one after the launch one that Yellow lighted.
Right.
And I put in the serial number and all that, so maybe
Check your email. Maybe it's in the junk file.
true. I'll double check.
Um,
Any other highlights that you want to actually play?
That's probably it, honestly. Like I got some like yeah I don't know like I'll mention it later on if I think of it, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Cool. Tony, video games.
Hey. Video games.
Did you play anything this week?
I played 3 video games.
Cool. Hit me with them.
League of Legends.
Is that all 3 of them?
One of the 3.
Okay. How's League of
There's not
Legends?
League, I played and I played Legend.
That's what.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, preseason patch came out, so they changed. They did more major changes than they would do during the regulars. And it's been good. League is good. Same as it always is, and that's kind of what we want. So, but more interesting. Second one's not interesting at all. It's called Realm Grinder. It's a clicker.
Yeah, I saw you playing that before we started the show.
Yeah, it's just always open. Just fucking making the numbers get higher.
Cool. Are you clicking on like anime girls? Or are you clicking on cookies? Or what are you?
I'm clicking on a medieval realm in order to generate coins, with which I buy expansions to my medieval buildings, which generate more medieval coinage.
That's pretty good.
Like I got some deep mines and some stone pillars. Maybe an alchemist lab here.
Is it comparable to the pyramid scheme you were running on all those mine slaves and Black Desert Online?
No.
The beer pyramid scheme?
No, but the mines are deeper.
I appreciate it. Always go deeper.
Yeah. It's just literally it's just any other clicker. So
Yeah.
that's been going on. But the most fun thing that I was doing this week is we played a hell of a lot of Stellaris,
Hell yeah, back in the game, Stellaris.
and that game is great.
Anything new with Stellaris, or you just guys got into a new game?
They're working on this massive update to it that's going to change a whole bunch. And they've been releasing like dev blogs about it for the past 8 or 9 months. Like this, all of these major systems of the game are going to change to be better. And so we're excited about that. But for now, it's like kind of more minor changes, like quality of life changes to how the current systems work came out since the last time we played. And so yeah, we played in a full game. We won. It took like maybe 14 hours.
Nice.
And now we're working on we started in a new game yesterday, so we're working on it. I'm playing a machine empire, so I'm a bunch of robots out for world domination, or really galactic domination.
I feel like you or Scott is always playing a machine empire.
Since there's a specific part of the game that I really don't like, which are like factions within your faction.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate dealing with those. And if I play a machine, I can use the Gestalt consciousness, which basically means that I'm a hive mind. Or, not a hive mind, because hive minds are a different type of civ in Stellaris. But, we are all one conscious. We are Legion, right? So there are no dissenting opinions, or there is no different political view other than the view of the entire empire all at once. So there can't be factions in that case.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate dealing with factions in general. I think most people do. So I only play Gestalt consciousness
That's pretty
machines
cool.
now.
Yeah.
Because it's like the one mechanic of Stellaris I don't like to deal with, so might as well just eliminate it.
It's cool that, built into the game, they have a way of kind of like circumventing that if you don't want to deal with
Yeah,
it.
you really do get a lot of freedom with what you set up your empire to be good at, and what drawbacks you give it, which you have to give it some kind of drawback.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that they do a good job with that. And in this one game that we won, it was funny. Like I played really tall, which I don't know if you know what tall or wide means as far as like a 4X game goes. But like tall is like minimal expansion, but very advanced technological expansion. So you won't necessarily expand to take over all of your neighbors and go, really wide and make a giant space. You kind of stay more contained, but go, because of the way that Stellaris works, the fewer places, fewer planets that you have, the lower the multiplier of the requirements on technology and unity and traditions and that kind of stuff. So if you play tall, you just kind of get the most benefit out of as little resources as possible in order to kind of game this system as far as the multipliers of how much you need to get ahead. So you end up not having as much space, but you can utilize those resources better, get way ahead. And then when you eventually are done, when you're really tall, your military ends up being like massively ahead of everybody else. So you're just able to then kind of explosively expand and take over the map near the end of the game. And that's kind of how I played the previous game. So it was kind of fun going into the list of like 30 other people, 30 other empires in the game. And it gives you a brief overview of their power compared to yours. And you look at it, and like for most of the game, it's like their fleet capacity is superior. Their fleet power is overpowering compared to yours, but their technology is kind of like pathetic or equivalent. And then it goes from that within like 10 years at a point to you are overwhelming in all aspects to all players and all fallen empires too. So it's just like, man, all of a sudden I'm the one of the 4 biggest galactic forces in the entire galaxy, and that just kind of happened from nothing.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Yeah. Civ 6 just came out on Switch this week. I've not bought it yet because I've been kind of waiting to see what people think about it. But boy, the 4X games, that is a time sink that is calling me.
Yeah, get in on some Stellaris, dude.
Yeah, I was just looking at it on Steam just to see how much.
Yeah, there's a new expansion coming out on the 4th of next month for a new type of Civ, a mega, what is that? Mega business or whatever.
Mr. Business.
Mr. Business, yeah.
A mega corporation, which that sounds interesting.
That does sound cool. All about the megacorps. Cool. Anything else, Tony?
That's it.
Scotty, what about you?
Not too much.
Okay.
Um, yeah, no,
More of the same.
more of the same.
Cool.
Scott didn't play Stellaris with us because he's a
Nope.
chump.
It's all right. Y'all have played a lot of Stellaris. Cool. That's fine. Is there anything catching your eye at all recently, Scott, or are you just ready to ride this out until Smash Brothers comes out?
Kinda, yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. I'm excited. We're gonna do. We just recorded the last episode, or the second to last episode of Podcast Ultimate this week. So that'll be out the next week after we're recording this, but the same week that ideally this episode will be up. We're gonna
Is that
do.
talking about the DLC characters?
We made our guesses to the DLC characters, and we had like a really good conversation of like how we feel like that's gonna go, and we talked about it was like kind of before the apparent. So Mike was watching us live when I was talking about how the game was getting like data mined or whatever. Copies got sent out in Mexico, so there are just copies of the game out there. People are like streaming it online right now. So
Wow.
the game is out there, but we're gonna do a little group stream type thing the night the game comes out. We're gonna play some online, make a room and trying to play some games with the OK Beast guys, and we're gonna be doing that pretty much that whole weekend. But that Friday night, we're gonna be doing a little stream together. That's gonna be fun. So I'll try and rope you into that, Scott. We'll be on Discord, just chatting away. So I'll hit you up. Yeah, Smash Brothers right around the corner. I'm very excited. Cool. Let's how about we take a quick break? When we come back, we'll make some predictions for the Game Awards, and then we will take a peek in the mail sack, see if we got any questions, and then we will make some bets. Well, I guess the bets we're making are the Game Awards, so don't expect more than that. But we will resolve this Tetris effect bet. I have an answer for it, so and then we'll throw the show out. So we're gonna take that break, and we will be back in just a little bit.
Choo choo choo.
And we're back. Hey, everybody. Welcome back.
Hello.
Hi, Tony.
Hello.
We are going to do our annual Let's Predict the Game Awards prediction show with your 4 contestants, Alex O'Neill, Brian Nobishin Jackson, Tony Horvath, and Scott Guthier. We are going to go through all of the categories of the Game Awards, which will be what I have the website up, so I can't necessarily not know when it's going to be. December 6th, the day before Smash Brothers comes out. So really what we're all going to be thinking about. At what time is it? Doesn't even say on the front page. That's helpful. December 6th at some time. I think like maybe 7 p.m. Pacific. But yeah, I got nothing. Doesn't say when it is. But we'll be watching. I'll be watching. Not all of us will be watching. I can guarantee Scott and Tony probably aren't going to watch. But we're going to go category by category and predict what we think will win. So what we think the Game Awards, what do they call it? The panelists of the Game Awards will elect collectively to be the winner, and what we want personally to win. Not all of us are going to have something that we want to win for every single category, but we are going to do our best. Game Awards are at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 6th of December, and 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I found it. They have a little globe with all the times. 3:30 a.m. Russian Standard Time, which is cool. I like that it's in Russia. Just a little bit of disclosure here. Irrational Passions does not vote on the nominees or the winners of the Game Awards. We are not big and cool enough to do that. A bunch of websites do vote, so websites like IGN, GameSpot, Easy Allies, Kind of Funny, you know.
I will say,
Mm-hmm.
looking at this list of nominees,
Mm-hmm.
the format of this list is entirely too large.
It's very, like...
You have to scroll a lot to look at one category.
They very much went the long way, as opposed
Yeah.
to kind of like page by page or like, I don't know, making everything kind of consolidated. But
You shouldn't look at the CBS game awards thing that's happening. Then did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
Yes, I think it's CBS that's like doing their own version of the Game Awards.
Nice.
Which is weird, and like a lot of stuff is on there, and like weirdly enough, like Red Dead Redemption is like not on anything on there. So
That is weird.
whatever.
I wonder if there was like a cutoff.
It wasn't. Whatever. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we are not at all actually contributing to who might win this. And we are not judging or like patronizing or looking down on anybody who does contribute to this. I think the Game Awards are actually pretty cool.
All I'm saying is if they included our votes, then it would be way more legit.
It'd be way more legit. Agreed.
I also want to. If we can, if there's a category that you think someone is missing or something is missing, like just feel free to shout it out.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. Not that it'll necessarily make that much of a difference, but you know, we're gonna have our own Game Awards, and we're gonna fucking do it with blackjack and hookers, in the woods of Bender. But no, yeah, we'll try and shout out some stuff. That's a good point, Nobishin. So we're gonna, if you wanna, like, if you're listening at home or watching along, if you go to the Game Awards category nominee list, and we're gonna start all the way at the bottom, we're gonna go all the way to the top. And we'll try not to take. We do spend a lot of time on this, so some of the less interesting categories we'll try and blast through. But this is just all in the good fun of the season. So. Nobishin, you want to read me off the first category in the nominees?
Sure. Starting off is Content Creator of the Year, which I guess was supposed to be formerly what the
Trending Gamer
used to be, but like these are all the streamers from Twitch, so like I guess they just lessen that net make the net smaller. I guess what I wanted to say, but whatever.
Mhm.
So we have Dr. Lupo, Myth, Ninja, Pokimane, and Willy Rex.
Ninja's probably gonna win, guys.
Ninja will definitely win.
Yeah.
Like 1000% he will win.
Yeah, he's got a very large fan base. He was on Ellen. Yeah,
Drake was on his stream.
Drake was on. He played Fortnite with Drake.
I played Fortnite with Drake, but see me making a big deal about it.
I would fucking love to watch a stream of you playing Fortnite with Drake.
Dude, I'd like sing the lyrics to God's Plan the whole time,
Hell yeah.
I'm sure he'd love that.
He'd be way into it for sure. Yeah, Ninja's got some clout. This has been Ninja's year, in his defense. I think Ninja's said and done some problematic things. I don't stand with Ninja necessarily on a lot of things, but this has definitely been his year. We were talking about before the show started, like going from YouTube regular to YouTube Premium. One of the last ads I saw back in the pleb days was
In the what?
in the pleb days when I was a plebeian.
In the what?
The pleb days. When I was a plebeian. One of the last ads I saw was for a Samsung phone that starred Ninja. And I was like, whoa. Like, this is super weird. He was playing Fortnite on a like Samsung Galaxy or whatever. I was like, boy, howdy. This is weird. But Tony, you say Ninja as well?
Yeah, he'll win.
Scott?
Yeah, Ninja.
Unanimous. Easy category. Hit me with the next one option.
Is that like I don't know if anybody else wants to like.
Does
know.
anybody have a want to win?
Yeah,
Is anybody
exactly.
personally invested in this category?
I don't know any of these creators.
Me
honestly.
either. Yeah.
I will give a shout out to Maximilian Dude. I got into him this year. He's a really great streamer, very humble dude. Does a lot of fighting game streaming.
Yeah.
I enjoy his shit a lot.
I watched one Maximilian Dude stream, and he seems like a really down to earth dude.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I got no investments, unfortunately, here.
Don't you got a shout out, Tony? I thought you watched somebody new this year.
I watch somebody of these guys.
Not of these. I'm shout out someone who you would like to be on this category.
I mean, obviously, you got to get I'm a Cutie Pie on there. You know what I'm saying? Best league, significantly better than Tyler 1. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying. I cannot reiterate enough that I don't know what you're saying. But I respect what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously.
What's the number one guy, the number one league streamer that you like?
I'm a Cutie Pie is the number one.
Got it. Cool. Shout out to
All
I'm
right.
a Cutie Pie.
right.
Next category.
Best esports moment. C9 comeback win in triple OT versus FaZe. G2 beating RNG for, I guess, LOL Worlds, it says. CT versus IG base race for LOL Worlds.
I've watched all of this.
Yeah.
OG's massive upset of LGD and Sonic Fox side switch against Goichi in DBZ.
I'll ask you, Tony, the League of Legends Worlds ones, like, do you think that those will genuinely be the winners of this category?
The winner? I don't know enough people watched that shit for it to win.
Mm-hmm.
But some of that shit was real cool.
Mm-hmm. I will say, like, that whole Sonic Fox Goichi, like, that whole finale was, like, fucking phenomenal. Like,
that's the shit I care about.
yeah, it was like so real. Like, it felt like it could have happened to anyone. It felt like so, like, grounded in, like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it was like such a cliche moment, kind of like, hey, can I just switch sides for these next 3 rounds? And like then he won like all 3 of them back to back to back. But like my feeling, everything about that whole fight was so good. But I also think a lot of people watched that. I think that could probably win this.
That's my vote as well for both.
Tony, what do you think will win?
Probably. I don't know. The best out of the league ones was the KT versus IG base race.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it wins, and even though it probably should, that shit was awesome. But the one that wins is probably the Evo one. Actually, no, I lied. I think that the league one does win of these ones.
Which one?
The upset, the base race.
Okay.
Though I think that the best esports moment wasn't that one from. It was definitely a good moment.
Okay. Scott, what do you think of one?
You see, I missed the readout, and I still don't have that link.
Okay, here, let me. I'll post the link.
Yes, I'm that lazy.
It's okay.
You're good, man.
You just go all the way to the bottom. The readout is C9 comeback, win in triple OT versus FaZe, which is just a lot of words. G2 beating RNG, KT versus IG base race, OG's massive upset of LGD in the Dota 2 finals, and then Sonic Fox side switch against Goichi and Dragon Ball Fighter Z. Do. I don't know, man. That whole, like, I'm really glad I watched the DBZ Fighters finale. That was really good. I do not normally watch those, so I don't watch Evo like ever. So
Evo's real good though.
Yeah, it was good this year, especially. Like the Smash Brothers stuff was also really good. All right, what do you think, Scott?
I'm still a little confused as to where we are.
It's all
It's
so.
at the bottom.
If you go all the way to the bottom of the link that I sent you, and then go one category up from Content Creator of the Year to Best Esports Moment. It's a lot of letters in this one, I will say. A lot of kind of just indecipherable bullshit. The Easy Allies had a good bit about it.
Coach. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I'm probably gonna say just the League of Legends World Championship.
Which one? Because there are two from there. The G2 beating RNG. I think that was the finale, right? Was that Tony? Can you corroborate?
No. It's the one that says championship. Because there's two league ones. It's the E-League Major.
Oh, that's a different category. That's best esports event. You want to go two categories down. I didn't know there was a best esports event category.
Best esports moment.
Man, there's a lot of esports in this.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's too much.
Yeah, I kind of, none of these categories are going to be like showed during the show
I'm
too.
probably gonna say the moment's gonna go to the fighting game.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
What's the next category now, Ocean?
By the way, best esports moment is Alex playing League this year.
That was really fun. Oh, that was real dumb.
Best esports host. Alex Golden Boy Mendez, Alex Machine Richardson, Andreas Blume. I can't say her name.
FG shows Deportere.
Sure.
That's my shot at it.
And Paul Red Eye Chandloner.
Shaloner. Shaloner.
Shaloner.
Clearly I'm in the wrong business because there are two Alexes on this list. I don't know who any of these people are.
Nope.
You know what? I'm gonna go Anders Bloom. Total not invested at all guess.
I will go with Alex Golden Boy Mendez because I like Golden Boy the anime.
Good pick.
Mhm.
Scott.
I'm going Alex.
Which one?
Mendez. You see, he's the first one on that list. That's how I'm handling that.
Cool. What about you, Scott? Or not
Tony.
Scott. Wow, sorry, Tony.
Jesus.
I mean,
totally
yeah, I'll wait for
spaced.
my fucking roll call.
Tony, I'm sorry.
I'll go with Jacques.
Okay.
You know, she wasn't my favorite caster. I think she did a really good job.
Cool. Do you recognize any of these folks, Tony?
Yeah, the one who I said is from League.
Okay. Cool. Next category now, Bishan. Let's get through these esports categories.
Yes, please. Best esports event. What's that? E-League? E-League Major Boston 2018. Evo 2018. League of Legends World Championship.
Yo, you guys see the fucking closing ceremony of the League World Championship? That shit was.
Overwatch League Grand Finals and the International 2018.
I think, like, Tony, that the spread of that, like, closing
It's
ceremony
gonna help for sure.
is gonna help that a lot. So I'm gonna go with the League of Legends Worlds. That, and like, you brought them up this year in a way. Like, I know you got back into League of Legends in a big way this year, but like, you were kind of pulled into that and you were really impressed with it and really into it for the weeks that it was going on. So
I'm going to say that I would want Evo 2018 to win, but I feel it will be Overwatch League overall. That would be the winner for my prediction. Just because like I feel like it integrating inside the game itself and like people are really big on it, and I think that's been what's at least for this year has been keeping Overwatch alive for so long and and as prevalent as it's ever been since it came out. So that's my guess.
that's fair. Tony,
League Worlds.
Scott.
I agree with you in that
Yeah,
ending
League
ceremony fucking made it. It fucking brought it to a new and just the public eye. I think.
Brought it to a new level. Yeah. I mean, like, Greg Miller was fucking tweeting about this goddamn anime music video. And I know he's not a huge fan of League of Legends. But, like, that's how prolific that kind of reached folks. So, all right. We got 2, 3, 4 more esports categories. Let's get through them.
This guy gave his point.
Yeah, he said the League Worlds.
Okay.
To be fair, Scott also said that 2 categories ago.
Okay, for the rest of the esports stuff, the top one.
Okay. Cool. I'll start writing those down, Scott. Hit me with it now, Bishan.
Jesus. Best esports coach. Boke Reaperd Hanguri. Christian Words. The coach for OG. Danny Zonic. Whatever, I can't say his last name. Dylan Falco. Jacob Yamato Cannon.
Mebdi?
Mebdi. And Jacko something. Povlik. Ponovic.
Boy, I'm gonna go Dylan Falco just because he's the only one with a normal name. Not that I'm shitting on anyone's names, but
That's fucking rude.
that was rude. I take that back. I will say, like, it is cool to see a lot of international representation in the esports categories. Not just like Korean and Japanese, but also like clearly like Slavic countries and a lot of different European countries. So I think that's cool. Nobshin?
Uh, I think I'm gonna go with the Cloud9 coach, Reaper.
Also Scott's vote by default.
Yeah.
Tony?
So I think I'm the only one who has real insight into some of these.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think Reaper is going to win because Cloud9 is very popular in this region right now because they went from last place in the North American League Championship Series to get placing in the semifinals in Worlds, which has never been achieved by an American team since the first year that Worlds ever existed for League. They eliminated the last hope for Korea in the quarterfinals, which normally Korea is in the finals every year. So it's pretty huge. And then a lot of that's on the players, but I think that the coach and the way that the drafts went for those games and just for their season in general, the coach did a really good job. I think that he should win, and he's going to win because I think that a lot of people who would vote and actually know what they're talking about in this category would also see that. I mean, that's barring the couple guys from non-league that I don't know about, but who I want to win be Jacob Mebdi, who is the coach for Team Vitality, another league team. Team Vitality, while they didn't make it out of group stages at Worlds, had one of the most incredible Worlds runs that has happened in recent memory. And I think a lot of that, again, a lot of their team success the coach does play a big role in that. Yeah, I think that a lot of it's in the drafts, and the coach, that's what they're there for, is to kind of help with the pregame strategy and make sure that the draft goes well and they get the edge, or they get to play the champions that they want to play. And he did a really good job enabling his team to play against some of the most favored to win teams in the entire region and actually steal games that they were never supposed to win. So, yeah.
I will say, totally unironically, I genuinely appreciate the insight that you're bringing to this the esports
For
category,
sure.
Tony.
Yeah, there was some really cool shit that happened at Worlds this year for sure. And I think that it's cool that both of these coaches are on the list for that. And if there's because of the contribution that they ended up making, I see that the next category is esports team. So that's cool that at Vitality, while they're not on that next list, that their coach can be recognized for the kind of like the enabling that he did for some of the most interesting matchups, and definitely the most interesting day of Worlds. So
Cool.
Side note, Alex, you should watch Good Game.
I should.
On YouTube Premium.
Yeah,
You're a league boy now and all this stuff. So
it's funny because I went back and watched all of. Man, I don't even remember what series it was. There was a long running Game Grumps series where they talked. They were in the midst of filming that, and just hearing their kind of perspective on it and how thankful they were for the opportunity to do a TV show and to work with Dan Harmon and stuff. It was really cool. I got a lot of the background insight, so now I'm really excited to actually watch that show. I think I'll dig it too because they said it's got lots of community vibes, and I love community. So, next category?
best esports team.
This one I do not. Oh wait, no, this one's fine. Top.
Hey, you had to double check,
I've already
Scott.
skipped and scrolled ahead.
Yeah.
And I thought that was the last one. But the next one after that one should be best esports game. And I didn't realize that was on there.
No, the next one's best esports player, then best esports game.
Rip me.
Rip Scott. All right, best esports team.
Best esports team. Atreus for CS:GO, Cloud9 for League of Legends, Fnatic for League of Legends, London Spitfire for Overwatch League, and OG for Dota 2.
I'm going to use the insight I've now received from Tony, and I'm going to say Cloud9.
Okay.
I'm going to say London Spitfire.
I think London Spitfire is a good call out because they're the only Overwatch team I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people like them, yeah.
But for me, I think I'm gonna keep picking the League of Legends people. But I think that Fnatic wins. They actually were in the finals of Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Surprising to me that the actual World Championship did not make this list.
Yeah,
the World Championship team, but they're a Chinese team, and I don't know if there have been other Chinese. There haven't been any other Chinese coaches or players on here yet. They see there's only one. The only Chinese player, or representation and all the esports stuff, is one player in the best list, which is interesting. But I think that Fnatic played extremely well. It's just they kind of blew it in the final.
They've been repped on the esports categories of the Game Awards before. They're the only name that I actually recognize outside of London Spitfire. So, yeah, I think that's a safe bet too. And Scott is going to default to Astralis. CSGO, man.
I feel like CSGO isn't that popular anymore.
Me too.
People cared about it for like maybe 4 months, maybe closer to a year.
Yeah.
And no one cares anymore.
Yeah.
Best esports player presented by Ullman by HP. Dominique Sonic Fox McLean, sorry.
You're good.
He's so clean. You've seen his gameplay, it's clean.
It's clean.
Hajime Takedo Tanaguchi, sorry. Han Uzi
Jihao,
yeah.
Yes. Okas, how do you say that?
Alexander Simple Kostiliev.
Okay.
It's like Russian Alex.
Yeah, Alexander, yeah. Sung Hyun Jonak Bang.
Bang.
Sorry, Nabshin, I took your thunder there.
No, you're fine.
He's from
where I'm worst at.
He's from New York Excelsior, apparently, which is pretty great. I don't know, man. I like Sonic Fox.
Sonic Fox all day.
Like, I know there's a good chance, like, I'm sure you're about to drop some knowledge, Tony, that he might not be the most interesting story, but, like, as far as, like, a story I wasn't aware of before this year, Sonic Fox has a really cool story. And I think people like him, and I think he deserves it. So, what do you got, Tony?
So the league player on this list is Uzi from RNG, Royal Never Give Up, which is the favorite going into Worlds. A lot of people say that Uzi is the best player of League of Legends in the world at the moment. I think that those people are wrong because they apparently forgot that Faker exists, who is by far the most the best league player in the world. But he's a pretty close third, I think. And I don't really know much about the other people on the list, so I'm gonna pick.
Cool. I like it. Again, still appreciate the insight. So, and Scott, you're gonna default to Sonic Fox. I don't know if you have any other investments here.
No, I really don't.
Okay.
The only investment I have is in the next category.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Best esports game.
Yeah, you see that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Video games.
For the game that has delivered the best overall esports experience to players.
Fortnite is on this list.
Yo, shit,
Spoilers. CSGO, Dota 2, Fortnite, League of Legends, and Overwatch.
Huh. I think we all are getting the vibe that CSGO is probably not going to win this, but I feel like people don't really talk about CSGO.
I feel like that's kind of the same about the International now. It's just happened so many times. I think people don't really care anymore.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get too. Especially like listening to folks talk about it. And again, I don't have as much esports reach as like to some of the more MOBA centric things. But it seems like people were way more into League of Legends this year than the International.
This year is like breaking records popularity for League of Legends.
Yeah. And I know like we get a lot of, from you, Tony, we get a lot of exposure to that. So that's more specific to this show. But like, I've also, beyond you, heard like many good things about the League of Legends worlds.
And for what it's worth, even if you don't care about like League of Legends as in playing it, I still think watching Worlds is like interesting.
Yeah.
Just because of it's made accessible by the casters. And you can follow it just like you would a normal sport. Like there are teams, you watch them go through a play-in elimination group stage, and then best of 8, an 8-team bracket. So there's like a whole story there, and like there are even self-contained within just Worlds. If that's the only exposure you got to esports the whole year, there are stories of rises and falls and then underdog stories, and you watch people, teams that the casters are saying like have no right to win. They end up, doing way better than they're supposed to. It's an interesting. It's made into a really cool thing to watch, even if you're not, a daily player of League of Legends.
Yeah, I will say, even though I don't know if it would win this category, it is a bummer not to see Dragon Ball FighterZ on this, because I feel like that is such a
dude, it was on the list, but then they took it off so they could head nod to the biggest game. Fortnite got to be on the list, even though there's the esports free Fortniter.
Yeah, it seems like the actual competitive scene is Fortnite is
remember, like you should go on YouTube and like search Fortnite. It's so stupid.
Yeah, because I mean, like, not that people don't like to watch Fortnite or play it competitively. It's obviously huge.
I just don't think the battle royale games really work very well as esports.
Because a lot of like your favorite players could get knocked out in the first 2 minutes,
Well, that or you never even see them because there's 100 people that they have to try and then they've got to spend a bunch of time on that one person who's like, I found a bunch of healing items. Let's stand outside the zone for the entire.
Yep.
It's just.
I saw that PUBG event.
Yeah, then you go. They tab over to the next guy and he's camping in a fucking house for 4 years.
Yeah, for 15 straight minutes. Yeah, so
anyway.
But like the acceleration of DBZ fighters of like being on the map, like people were certainly excited for that game, but like going from that to like it was the most viewed thing at Evo, correct?
Yes.
Like from literally nothing to something in 7 months or whatever. I thought was really cool, and also I think that game is just like super fun to watch. As someone who doesn't like watching esports typically, I thought Fighters was like awesome, and Arc System Works has obviously poured their heart and soul into dozens of fighters over the years, and this is the one that really blew up for them. And I just think that's awesome. I'm bummed that it's not on the list. I'm sure you feel the same, Nabashin.
Yes, everything you said.
I'm probably gonna go with League Worlds just to throw my vote out there.
Like for me, it's either between like League of Legends or Overwatch. Just because the zeitgeist has been with those two games. I feel like this entire year. I think I've been exposed to more of Overwatch though. Not willingly because I don't really watch that, but like but more because of like it seemed more prevalent, at least with like with the sites I go to, I guess you could say. So like for that, I would think that would be my vote, but I think probably League of Legends should get it, but I think my vote will be for Overwatch on this one.
Okay. Scott, what about you?
First one.
No, this is the category he's opting into.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
This one I'm going with League.
Okay.
League.
Yeah, I think League takes this one.
Yeah. I think that's cool. It's cool to hear like League of Legends what started in like 2010, right?
2009, I think.
Yeah. It's cool to hear like a 9-year-old game like caught such a cool wind.
When it comes down to it, what has really always been the biggest esports game? What really like took the esports genre and made it super popular? It was always kind of
Dota 2.
It was always League.
Yeah, it was always League.
I wish it was Dota 2, dude. Honestly, I think Dota 2 is a game of higher. Well, it used to be a game of higher quality. During its heyday, I think Dota 2 was the best shit out there for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of strayed away to that to try and differentiate itself too much, and I haven't really agreed with a lot of those decisions. So
I got you. All right, we're out of esports. No more esports. Hopefully. What's the next category now, Ocean? Nabashin. Hello. Are you still there?
Are you with us?
You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Maybe Nabishin's connection.
Tony, what are you hearing?
What? Just out.
Just me.
Papa, can you hear me?
Hello?
We can hear you now, but you're coming through the right wrong microphone.
That should be
Wrong,
fine.
wrong
right?
microphone.
Now, yes. What happened?
Okay, cool.
Mike got disconnected?
Nothing. I don't know. Like nothing happened. Like my recording's still here. Everything's fine.
Is it recording from the right mic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Must have just been a Discord thing then.
Oh, Discord.
Oh, Discord. All right, next category.
Best debut indie game, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2018. Donut County, Florence, Moss, The Messenger, and Yoku's Island Express.
Yoku's Island Express.
Yoku's Island Express.
Sorry. I full disclosure, the PR representative of Sabotage Studios who did The Messenger is a friend of the show, personal friend as well, to all of us, I would say. But I'm a little biased here. I really like The Messenger. I think it is one of the most impressive first games from an indie studio I've seen in a while. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my heart here.
I think it's The Messenger.
Tony?
I'll defer to you.
All right. Scott?
I mean, the game that speaks to me the most here is The Messenger.
Okay. I think it is also a really impressive game. I know it's like some people might write it off for being a quote unquote another 8-bit platformer, but it is a very good one of those. Bless you.
Thank you. I think we should skip the student game.
Okay. Not a lot of fanfare in the student game category, I will say. On to the next one then.
Best multiplayer game for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massive multiplayer experiences.
All right.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, Monster Hunter World, and Sea of Thieves.
I don't know why Sea of Thieves is on this list. I think that is a cool game. I would never put it in a best multiplayer category, though. No offense to Sea of Thieves. I think it just has a lot of problems. I'm really bummed out that Fortnite is on this list because I think Monster Hunter World should win. But Fortnite is on this list. And I don't think anything's going to beat it. Nabishin?
It's like between Black Ops 4 and Fortnite, I think. What I would want to win is probably out of this list.
Sea of Thieves, just so Microsoft can bring home at least one win.
But it's just simply not the best multiplayer game.
Yeah. I guess it would be Fortnite. Fortnite for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, like, people will. I personally am begrudging like a little bit of like biggest multiplayer game versus best multiplayer game. I think there have been some really cool multiplayer experiences this year, and I think Blackout is rad. But yeah, Fortnite is just an unstoppable force, and this was its year. So, Tony,
I think it's gonna be Fortnite.
Scott,
Yeah, same.
You got a shout out, Alex? For
best multiplayer.
Curious.
I mean, yeah, Destiny was the one that I played the most this year. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Was there like a big multiplayer game that I played and totally forgot about?
I think the only ones I had were just the local multiplayers, who were like Mario Party and like Overcooked. Those were great multiplayer games, but that's not what they're looking for.
Yeah. I had a great time playing Mario Party this year. Like a genuinely phenomenal time playing Mario Party. I know it's a little bit of a cop-out answer to a lot of folks, but I think they made a good Mario Party game, which is a feat in of itself. And I'm bummed that Smash Brothers can't be on this list because I think they might, I obviously don't know for sure, but they might have figured out how to do online Smash Brothers well. And I think that could be a really big deal and a really cool thing. So those are my shout-outs.
All right. Best sports slash racing game for the best traditional and non-traditional sports and racing game.
I hate that they lump these two things together.
Every year. FIFA 19, Forza Horizon 4, Mario's Tennis Aces, NBA 2K19, and Pro Evolution Soccer 2019. Forza Horizon with a bullet.
Yeah, this Forza Horizon 4 is. I haven't only played a little bit of it. Pretty fucking dope.
I think I could be wrong, but I think Forza has won every year with this category. Maybe NBA. Maybe
I think there was an NBA year, or not NBA. Well, 2K NBA 2K, but I think there was an NBA year. But I think you're right. Real quick, Tony, what would you peg for personally for best multiplayer game?
Of this list, honestly, I don't know. It's a tough call between Black Ops because I think it's a really good multiplayer game.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny because it seems like Forsaken was pretty good, even though it didn't resonate with me at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Monster Hunter World, which was a fantastic multiplayer game, but the public opinion of Monster Hunter is and always will be that it is clunky and too difficult. Well, really, that it is clunky because it is too difficult.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people came around on it this year, which was good.
But if you ever go look at Steam reviews, you'll see that it's always mixed or in the negative because people will say that the targeting, their lock-on system and stuff is trash and all that. The game is built differently than your normal AAA game, and people are not willing to switch, so they'll make a bad review and move on.
Yeah, I don't know. I came around,
which is unfortunate. But I feel like the minority is what matters in that case. But Monster Hunter World will never, what it actually is to the majority, which is kind of unfortunate. But it's kind of what you get by building that kind of game, and I think that I wouldn't change anything about it. So.
Yeah, regardless, like that game did really well, and a lot of people checked out Monster Hunter this year for the first time, and I think
was rad.
I think that's
it
awesome.
Definitely did way better than anyone was expecting it to.
I think it's like Capcom's best-selling game ever now.
Which is fucking great.
It's fucking awesome. Yeah. But best sports racing game, Tony, what would you peg?
Best sports racing game. Oh boy. I like that it's sports / racing. By the way, it's pretty good. I'm gonna pick the Nintendo property because no one really cares about FIFA anymore, and no one ever cared about Forza.
Damn. I like that. Scott, what about you?
Yeah, I'll probably go with the Nintendo game this time, just simply because I don't give a shit about sports.
Which game are you going with? I didn't hear you. Sorry.
The Nintendo game.
Oh, Mario Tennis. Yeah.
Mario Ace.
All right, fair. Next category.
All right, best strategy game. Best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. The Banner Saga 3, BattleTech, Frostpunk, Into the Breach, Valkyria Chronicles 4. Want Valkyria Chronicles 4 to win, but it's 100% going to be Into the Breach.
Absolutely going to be Into the Breach. For sure. I'm with you, though. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is really cool, and I'm glad it's on the list. I'm glad enough people like it that they would put it on their list.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. But yeah, fucking Into the Breach is so good. Oh, man. It's so good, Scott.
I think he would be the one who knows the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm down for Into the Breach. Into the Breach is real good.
It's a video game.
It's a hell of a game. What do you think, Tony?
I'm gonna go with Scott on this one. Scott has convinced me.
Hell yeah. I respect.
Have you tried it yet?
Tony, have you tried it?
Sorry, what?
Have you tried Into the Breach?
No, I want to.
Okay.
Recommended. All right, next category.
Best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Mario Tennis Aces, Nintendo Labo, Overcooked 2, Starlink, Battle for Atlas, and Super Mario Party.
Man, I feel like Labo just came and went, and that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess I wanted people to feel one way or the other about it. I didn't really care which, if they were like super against it or super for it, but I wanted people to feel strongly, and I guess everyone was kind of just indifferent. But, I don't know. Brant Range liked his Labo, so shout out to him. I honestly,
Super Mario Party. Want and should.
I'll say Mario Tennis Aces. Tony,
Hold on, I'm dealing with an issue here.
you're good. Scott,
I'm still thinking.
you're good.
Mario Tennis Aces felt like a game that came and went as well, as much as Labo did.
Yeah, but I know like it's like 6 really loud people who are like way into Mario Tennis Aces,
Uh,
and I don't know anyone for that for any of the other games at this point. So that's
I mean,
literally all I have to go off of. So nothing.
people are still playing Super Mario Party.
It's true. I think they're just quieter about it.
Sure.
Super Mario Party's really good though. Personally, I would say maybe I want that to win, but
I think it'll be Mario Party.
okay. Scott,
I'm gonna double down on Mario Party too.
I am the dissenter here. Cool. Go ahead, Nabishin.
Best fighting game for the best game designed primarily primary around head-to-head combat. Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle, Dragon Ball Fighters, it's Fighters, Soul Calibur 6, and Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition.
I forgot that technically came out this year.
If Street Fighter wins this is a fucking travesty. So like, but it's Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Yeah, it's Dragon Ball Fighters for sure.
With probably Soul Calibur.
Yeah, considering Street Fighter didn't make the best moments of the year and Dragon Ball Z Fighters did.
Yeah.
Z Dragons did.
Yeah.
When they're gonna.
I agree. I agree, Yoda Scott. Tony?
Fighter Z.
Cool. Next category.
All right. Best role-playing game. For the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massive multiplayer experiences. That's the description. I'm sorry.
I think it's just saying like not excluding MMOs.
Okay. Dragon Quest XI Echoes of an Elusive Age, Monster Hunter World, Ni no Kuni 2 Relevant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire.
I do want to take a moment to shout out Jarek Green's Pillars of Eternity 2 review on the website. It's a very fun, like narrative-driven review telling the story of Pillars of Eternity. If you're not familiar with them, like I wasn't before I edited that, it was super cool. But yeah, Octopath. That's my pick. You have personal stake in this one, Nabishin. I think this is the first deep cut for you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think Monster Hunter World will win,
Okay.
but I would like Dragon Quest XI to win.
Interesting.
It's either Monster Hunter World or Octopath that will win this, I feel.
Yeah, that's fair. I just feel it's Octopath with a bullet, personally. Tony, what about you?
For me, it's Monster Hunter World.
Okay. Scott?
Oh yeah, Ni no Kuni's definitely not winning that one.
Yeah. I'm glad it's on the list, even though I never finish it. I know.
You see, you played the best part of the game. That's probably why you think that.
Damn.
Yeah, it falls off real hard.
Yeah, I know you are not the only one that has told me that. So, what do you think will win?
I think Octopath.
Okay.
Shout
It's for
outs.
the same reasons of what Tony said before about Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Valkyria Chronicles, though maybe not in that category, but whatever.
Yeah.
I put it there.
Yeah.
Best action adventure game. For the best action adventure game, combining combat and traversal and puzzle solving.
That's
Assassin's
actually, I'll say that's a fair like description for an action adventure game.
for sure. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, Red Dead Redemption 2, and Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
We're getting into the GOTY nominees here. I think everything but Shadow of the Tomb Raider here is also nominated for Game of the Year. Spoilers. So I think we're getting into that kind of telling territory of like what wins this was probably going to win it all. So to kind of show my hand early here, I think God of War is going to win this.
I think God of War will win this one, and it should win it too.
Yeah, God of War. Yes, it should win it. Tony?
I think I would pick for this category Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider, really?
Woo!
You know what?
We're all split because I'm picking. Yeah, no, fuck you. I'm picking Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh.
You know what? That's also totally a fair bet. So
Best action game. For the best game in action genre focused on combat. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Dead Cells, Destiny 2 Forsaken, Far Cry 5, and Mega Man 11. This category is yikes for me.
really?
Yikes as far as like the choices and like I don't know which one to pick.
Yeah, like this could go several different ways, I think.
Exactly.
Just because I think if you think about how these winners are picked too, like of all these different websites kind of casting their vote, like I think there's a good spread of like different groups of folks that will gravitate to different games on this list.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say Dead Cells with like little to no confidence. I just feel like that game, at least in my Twitter feed, had the most buzz about it of all of these. I obviously save for Destiny, but I kind of like put myself in that. I kind of want Destiny to win though. Forsaken's really good, so
I think the reception for Black Ops 4 has been too good for it not to win. And considering like Call of Duty hasn't really been that impressive in a long time, even though they've all been like complete games and like full-fledged games, but like I feel like this is the first time people are actually enthusiastic about Call of Duty in like the longest time. So I will say Black Ops 4.
okay. Scott? Zero investment on Scott's part in any of these games. Although I think you would dig Dead Cells, Scott. I will say that.
I'm gonna probably go with Call of Duty.
Okay.
I think this one has more traction than the other ones had it before.
It's funny too. See, it's the first multiplayer only Call of Duty game. Tony?
I'm gonna go with the Blaps.
Blaps. All right.
Best VR/AR game. For the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, respective platform. Astrobot Rescue Mission, Beat Saber, Firewall 0 Hour, Moss, and Tetris Effect.
It's gonna be Tetris Effect.
It will either be Astrobot or Tetris Effect because people will not shut the fuck up about Astrobot. But my vote is for Tetris Effect, and I think it should win.
Yeah. Tetris Effect should win. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. The first time I played it was in VR and it left quite the mark on me, so I'm all for it. Tony?
I like what I'm hearing about the Tetris effect. Might have to go with that one. You know?
Hey, dude, let me know. You can come over. I'll strap you into VR.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
What kind of VR are you strapping me into? Is it some kind of Miku thing?
No, I don't have that one. I should though. Go to
Well, like what I'm hearing
Summer's
about
lesson.
actually, I kind of don't care.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with Moss.
Okay.
Mm.
Moss is a good pick though. I think a lot of people really like that game. I actually want to play Moss, but I don't know if I'll get the time for it. But it seems really cool.
Mm-hmm. Best mobile game. For the best game playable on a dedicated mobile device. Donut County, Florence, Fortnite, PUBG Mobile, and Reigns Game of Thrones.
I appreciate the dedicated mobile device in the description there. I feel like that specifically rules out the Switch. It's still gonna be fucking Fortnite. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna say Florence. I'm thinking about it, and I think if people are kind of splitting their minds, as like game critics often do, like the more built for this platform game could win, and I think that is Florence. And I hope it wins. I want that game to win.
I want Florence to win, but I think Fortnite will take it.
Okay.
I bought Florence though. It's $2.
I've heard very bad things about how Fortnite plays on mobile. So
Saw a Ninja ad about it.
And I'm gonna go with
Saw Ninja.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with Donut County.
All right. I like these wild throws you got, Scott. I'm into it. Tony?
Probably
PUBG.
Fortnite.
Do PUBG.
Do PUBG. Have some fun.
Is this where Navashin tries to win the game?
Navashin's competitive spirit's coming out. I can feel it. Next category.
All right. Best independent game. For outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of traditional publisher system.
That's a good description too.
That's the best description I've ever heard for an indie game. It's like,
Yes.
What is an indie game? So like, there you go.
I agree.
Celeste, Dead Cells, Into the Breach, Return to what is that? Orbran?
Oprah Din.
Yeah, and The Messenger.
I'm actually gonna say Celeste wins this. I think it should win, but I also really want the Messenger to win. But I think that's gonna eat up some categories. What you got, Nabishin?
I mean, Celeste got nominated for Game of the Year. Spoilers. So like, I think Celeste will probably win this. Yeah, and out of all these, I guess it should win. Yeah. I'll go with that. Shout out to Guacamelee too, I guess.
Yes, shout out to Guacamelee. Shout out to
And Overcooked. Shit.
Oh God, man, it's awful of me to literally forget the name of that game as I'm trying to say it. The VR game that I played this year. Maybe you'll remember Notion. I'll remember it. It's 1989 is in the title. I know that. It'll come to me probably 2 categories from now, so I'll shout it out then. Tony, what you
got? For me, I'm gonna have to go with Into the Breach.
Okay, that's also a very safe pick.
Pixel Ripped.
Pixel Ripped. I also thought of it. I didn't want to interrupt Tony, but yes, Pixel Ripped, 1989. Shout out to it. A really cool VR game. Good job, Nabishin. Goddamn. Scott.
I have lost my place. Which category are we on?
Best indie game.
Independent game.
Into the Breach.
Okay.
This is gonna win.
it's not that it doesn't deserve it. Same guys who made FTL, and they are just so fucking good at making video games.
Games for impact. For a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message. 11:11, Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, and The Missing, JJ McAfee's in the Island of Memories.
So I bought The Missing. I just want to say this. I've not played it yet.
Dude, let me know, because I so want to try that game out.
It's it's a sweary joint for folks who are uninitiated.
Like Ian's been talking about that game so much, and like I feel like I need to play that game.
Yeah,
not just because it's sweary, but because of like also the message it's sending out as well.
Yes, I don't know what the message is per se, but I know a lot of people walked away from it like feeling some things. So I do want to shout out The Missing, even though it is already on this list. I'm really glad it's here. Since I've heard such cool things about that game, and I know like with everything that Sweary's been through in his life recently, I think it's really cool that game got here. I'm gonna say Celeste will win because I think it will, and I think it certainly had a impact on me emotionally in a very intimate way. So I'm all for it winning.
Yeah, I think Celeste will win as well.
Tony.
I'm gonna go with this Celeste game.
This here Celeste.
Based strictly on the art.
Fair. Reaching for strawberries, man. Scotty. Games for change, man. Games for impact, excuse me.
Yeah, how dare you?
Turn that into my new hashtag, Games for Change.
What's left?
Okay.
The rest of the games kind of seem like garbage.
Damn, dude. Shots fired. Take that, Sweary, wherever you are.
Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. Can't even put out the rest of the episodes. Don't get out of here.
I can't even buy that game. Whoops.
Best performance awarded to an individual for voice acting or voiceover acting, motion, and or performance capture. Connor from Detroit Become Human, Kratos from God of War, Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption 2, and Peter Parker from Marvel Spider-Man.
To the voice actors of each of those, which we'll get to if we have to name. I'm gonna put my heart out there. I'm just gonna say I really want Brian Deckard to win this.
Dude, I'm with you with that.
Like I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I have a little bit of a man crush on Brian Deckard. He is a very pretty man, and I just he like carries Detroit in such a major way. Like I think there's like the full spectrum of performances in that. I think Connor's like phenomenal. Marcus is like just okay, and Kara's like somewhere in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But like boy, like that story is Connor's story, like front to back, and it is like so compelling, mostly because of the nuance that he brings to that character. But I think Kratos is going to win. All that being said. And I don't know. That's another character I walked away from, like really impacted by this year, like to my complete and utter surprise. But I think I don't know. I would prefer if like something like Connor win because I know Detroit's not going to win anything else. But that is not to discredit Christopher Judge's performance. He did a great job.
Yes. I would very much so like Connor to win this one. I think Brian Deckard did an amazing job with that, and I really feel like he should win that. Like really, really feel like he should win that. Mm-hmm. But like, if I were to guess who would actually win it, it'll probably have to be Christopher Judge, just because of the emotions that go in through God of War, more than it does with Spider-Man, more than it does with Arthur Morgan and Red Dead. So, or from what I've played of Red Dead so far, I should say. Mm-hmm. And because I know Cassandra is like the thing you play for that game. You don't even acknowledge the other dude that you play as.
Yep.
You can't play as. So like, I know, like, she has very good clout for that game. But
She's
like,
so good. She's so good. She's easily my number 2 here, but yeah. Ugh, she carries that almost that entire game for me. So,
but yeah, I think Christopher Judge will win that Kratos.
yes, I will say, Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Marvel Spider-Man, totally made me cry. But just going with my heart here. Gotta save my boy Connor. Tony, what do you think?
That's tough. I don't really know. I'm just gonna pick one.
Okay.
Do it, man.
Who has no one picked so far?
Most of them. Yuri Lowenthal, Roger Clark. I mean, like, even in Once in Needs and Melisanthe would be the ones we haven't touched at all.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Roger Clark because I like his smile.
He does have a very nice smile.
In half a face.
Yeah, he's getting cropped in a poor way, but he's a handsome man. Scott.
I'll go with Yuri.
Hell yeah. All these performances are really good. Go ahead, Naushin.
Best audio design presented by Dolby, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Forza Horizon 4, God of War, Marvel's Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Tetris
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Effect should be in this category.
For fucking sure, dude.
That game is basically sound design, like, in visual poetry form. Like, it's incredible what they do with that game and Tetris. But since crimes were committed and it's not on this list, yeah, I'll say Red Dead. I hear there's not enough directional sound in Blackout. So that's a bummer. You said Red Dead, right, Nomshin?
Yes, indeed.
Tony?
Yeah, Red Dead.
Scott?
Yeah, it's good stuff when you haven't heard the music for any of them.
Yeah, I don't know how much music plays into audio design here.
The next one is best
No,
score in
sorry.
music, so this is the sound design.
Okay.
If sound design is done right, music's a part of it.
Yeah, I think they're intentionally separating things out, but whatever.
Yeah, I remember Pikmin 3, Scott.
I'll never fucking forget Pikmin 3, all right? Jesus. I get it already. Bring out my Wii U for this shit. Pick one, Scott. Two.
I did.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
I said Spider-Man.
Okay.
Spider-Man.
Spidermans.
Best score / music presented by Spotify. For
Presented by Spotify. Love it.
It's a pretty big sponsor, though, to be fair.
For outstanding music, inclusive of score, original song, and /or licensed soundtrack. Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Ni no Kuni 2, Revenant Kingdom, Octopath Traveler, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Tetris Effect.
Tetris Effect.
The Tetris Effect presents best score / music presented by Spotify. Man, I have no fucking idea which one of these games it would be, honestly.
Like, out of all these, like, if I had to pick, personally, I would probably pick Octopath Traveler. I know that has really good music, but, like, I think the winner's probably going to be God of War.
Yeah.
Though Red Dead Redemption 2 has a dope soundtrack. I will shout that out.
So does Celeste. So I've listened to the Celeste soundtrack like 100 times, probably front to back, since the beginning of this year. It's the only one on this list that I have actually listened to. Yeah, God of War is probably gonna win. I don't know, man. don't know if there's any memorable music in that score. No offense to the score, it didn't stick with me.
Yeah, I agree. It's it's like all I remember.
Exactly. Scott, what you got?
Yeah, as again, it's really tough when you haven't heard the music.
Hey man, we're just throwing spaghetti at the wall here, so.
So I want to go with Spider-Man because it's in both sound categories.
All right.
I mean, Red Dead was as well. But,
Yeah. But I get you. Tony.
Red Dead.
Well, that's a good spread there. I will also say, did not qualify for these Game Awards, but Smash Brothers. Boy, oh, Smash Brothers. I've listened to some of that leaked soundtrack, and very good. Very, very good.
Best art direction for outstanding creative and / or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, God of War, Octopath Traveler, Red Dead Redemption, and Return of Obra
Man. I'm gonna say Red Dead probably.
I would have to go God of War. Yeah, God of War out of this list.
Also fair. That was the one I was debating with. So, Tony.
Let's go with God of War on this one.
Scott.
Did we skip a category?
No.
Best score, music, and then best art direction.
Oh, okay, I see God of War now. I was like, wait, what?
Like, where's God of War?
I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed will probably take it.
Okay.
Good choice.
Yeah, that is actually a good choice. I think there's some.
Like those statues in that game is incredible.
Yeah, some of the the recreations or like homages to actual Greek architecture and art is like fucking stellar. A lot of that game does not look super great, I think, though.
Okay.
Which is kind of a bummer.
Best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. Detroit Become Human, God of War, Life is Strange 2, Episode 1, Marvel, Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
See, like, this is kind of a bummer. Like,
because I look at best narrative and I look at this and I'm like, man, like this hasn't been a good year for me for video games.
Yeah, well, that's fair. It's funny because
I love Detroit Become Human. I think that narrative is actually decent for
Me
what
too.
it's trying to do, and and I understand it rubs people the wrong way at the same time as well for multiple reasons, inside and outside involving that game. But yeah,
I think it is like the best execution on like what Quantic Dream's been trying to do for like 5 games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the best by a good long mile. Like we talked about after Until Dawn came out of like, man, Quantic Dream's gonna have to step their game up. I think they did, and I think they did a great job. But like I know the way the reason it's like a bummer for me is like people will look at this and they're gonna be like, well, God of War is the best story, which I just we'll get to it when we get to the Game of the Year category, but it's a bummer to me because I really don't think it is. And no one's going to look at this list of like, well, Detroit was the game designed around narrative, trying to tell a cool narrative. And I think it deserves props in the category that's about that. Whereas like everything else, save for, I guess, Life is Strange, is more like broad strokes. Like it is a bigger type of game. And Detroit's not going to get the credit it deserves here. And I think that's a bummer.
I agree.
But yeah, God of War is going to win. I don't even think it's going to be toppled by Red Dead. I think God of War is for sure going to win.
Yeah, I think it's God of War as well.
Tony, what do you think will win?
I mean, it's gonna be Detroit Become Human.
Hell yeah, dude.
Hashtag believe.
Hashtag
Well,
believe.
I gotta believe, dude.
Hashtag games for change. Yeah, I'm with you in spirit, Tony. I'm with you in spirit. Scott, what about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go God of War too.
Okay.
Simply because I hear some very good things about Connor in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't heard too much about the narrative of Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's is Spider-Man,
Mm-hmm.
which is it's not bad, but it's not the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
To be fair to Spider-Man, like for me, who had a very negative experience about that game,
Mm-hmm.
I would say the way that game ended was really good.
Yeah, I think it is a rad story that they told in the Spider-Man universe. It's one of my favorites for sure. Not that I have a lot, having only really watched the movies, but I think like they kind of redid a Spider-Man story in a way that I was familiar with in that game, and they did it like super fucking well with like a lot of twists and turns and a lot of impact at the end.
All right. Yeah, my shout out was definitely Detroit. I think that, yeah, I said my piece on that. Best game direction awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. A Way Out, Detroit Become Human, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Can I real quick best narrative shout out? I was racking my brain to see if I forgot.
Yeah,
anything.
I was trying to think was there anything else narrative?
Shout out to Yakuza 6, which was my first Yakuza.
Oh, what's up?
And I had just a fucking great time. I cried super hard at the end of that game, and that just tells you like in the 25 plus hours I put into it, like I got so deep invested. Like they got me real good. And it's not like, I would not say it would win a best narrative. I would love to see it represented though, just for how much fun and how over the top and how back and forth crazy it is, on top of being like in my opinion, better father-child story than God of War.
Okay. Cool.
But yes, best game direction. I mean, I don't know why A Way Out is on this list. Have you played A Way Out, Namishan?
I watched all of Game Grumps playing it.
I have not watched that playthrough yet. I'm very excited to, because I'm ecstatic to see how it ends. As I'm sure you know, because the end of that game is like the physical embodiment of a fuck you ending in a lot of ways, I think. In a great way. Like, I think I was not exactly expecting it. I wasn't not expecting it. Playing that game with Jacob Bryant, I had a fucking phenomenal experience. I don't think it's like a super good game, but I think it's super cool. I don't know if it would be on this list above maybe some others in my heart. But I don't know. Way Out's a weird fucking video game. I would say, like, I don't think Red Dead can, in good conscience, win this category, because people are talking about crunch in a very real way, and Red Dead infamously is directed by people who don't necessarily like crunch, but they don't necessarily act against it. And with how in the narrative that is this year, I think that makes this category a little bit more interesting. When you think about like the directing of a game, I think you got to take that into account in a really important way now.
I hear that. Yes.
That being said, also directly affects Detroit Become Human. But like the stories we know less about are A Way Out, Spider-Man, and God of War. I think it's probably safe to say that God of War had a lot of crunch on it. but I know Insomniac, from what I've heard, doesn't do crunch necessarily, and I think that's cool. I think it's probably going to end up being God of War. I think people will kind of right away they're conscious as saying like, "Oh, I don't know how it was made," but like, yeah, I think there's no way Detroit or Red Dead could win that because of this. Or I hope, in my heart of hearts, I hope that is an important enough factor to bring into the conversation.
Yeah, like before you even said that, I was thinking Red Dead because just the time they put into that game, and it's like if there's something like if it's shitty to say, but like if a studio was gonna like sacrifice everything to like make a game that much detail and like put so much into a game to make it come out like that, then it seemed like it worked for them, but like obviously it wasn't for in multiple ways for that as it came out for that. But like yeah, like with that being said, like I think probably God of War as well.
Cool. Tony? I don't know. Fill me with your knowledge.
Fortnite.
Throw Fortnite on the list.
Yeah, they got some direction.
They got some direction to go. All right, I'll do a mail-in ballot for Tony Fortnite.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to pick this game, guys. No, I'm going to stick with Detroit Become Human.
All right.
Cool.
Hashtag games for change. What you got, Scott?
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I think Spider-Man also has a shot
Spider-Man.
at winning this. I do want to say. All right, next category. Last two categories here.
Mm-hmm. Best ongoing game. Award to the game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Jeez. Destiny 2 Forsaken, Fortnite, No Man's Sky, Overwatch, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege.
I will agree with you here, Nabish. And the descriptor on this category. What do you think, Nabishin?
I think that definition says Fortnite, and that's why I said like that's the reason I gave the other category to Overwatch, because like Overwatch seemed like if they were going to give it to something, because like Fortnite is been such a phenomenon this entire year for a lot of people, even if it isn't for like us in our group necessarily, but like my nephew plays it, all my nephews play it, and like they could play it anywhere, and they could play it on all systems. They could play on the PlayStation 4 with everyone else now because somebody had to change their policies because of that. It's been such a big reach for so many people in so many ways that like I don't see how that game could not get that for this year.
All right. Tony, what about you?
It's gotta be Fortnite, dude.
Scott?
Yeah, Fortnite. Like I'd like to give it No Man's Sky. Because at this point, I'm pretty sure all of the dev promises that were out there
have been fulfilled. Yeah.
Besides the Center of the Galaxy thing.
Yeah, that's still a bummer.
But I think that was always going to be that way.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more of a bummer instead of a promise.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think
Destiny 2 kind of fell off.
And these other games don't fucking matter.
Big one here.
I think in a lot of ways No Man's Sky should win this category in a weird way. I think they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that. I'm gonna follow my heart here. I think critically people were really receptive to it in a big way. I'm gonna say Destiny. I know I'm very optimistic with this, but I think Fortnite is gonna get its dues, like in its other category. But what was it? What was the name of that other category, Namashin? I'm trying to think. I'm going back through the list.
Best esport game.
Best esport game, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think like Destiny did some really cool stuff this year. Sure, I'm a little biased, but having played many of these games, I don't know. I think Destiny's just got me excited in a major way. That's it. Last category.
Game of the year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Celeste, God of War, Marvel Spider-Man, Monster Hunter World, Red Dead Redemption 2.
So aside from Red Dead, I like that all of these games are games I at some point in this year had some kind of issue with or am not as into as everyone else. But I think like this is a good list. I think.
Oh, it's a good list for the consensus of people this year. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
I
cool.
would agree with that in the most backhanded way compliment I can say that.
Yeah.
But yes.
I know like maybe Scott doesn't get represented well on this list, but there's like the fact that Monster Hunter is on that list is really cool, I think, and really apt to describe the kind of year it's been. So
I agree.
I don't know, man. Like, it is one of those things where like I got beef with God of War. I didn't think Spider-Man was that amazing. I had trouble with the first half of Celeste, and I still have all of my fucking problems that I have with Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I have not played enough of Red Dead, nor do I necessarily care to really have an opinion on that. So Monster Hunter World should win. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Again, going back to the start of the podcast, Monster Hunter World, pulling for Irrational Passions podcast game of the year. But yeah, I think God of War is going to win it. I think like I'm kind of bummed about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think
if not now, then when?
Yeah, I think people should be more critical of God of War than they are personally, but that is like not a opinion I'm super a fan of. I hate to be that guy, so I'm not going to dig it home anymore here. But I think it will win.
Yeah, I guess because like on my side, like I'm more or less on the same boat with you, Alex, in a certain way.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed games aren't for me. I never really got through Celeste. I could recognize it's a good game, but like it's like I'll get through it eventually. It's just like this hasn't been the year for me for that. And God of War I enjoyed, but like it didn't really stick with me too hard. I had a weird issue with Spider-Man, and even after like playing that game, and if I didn't even have that experience, like to say like my kind of thoughts on Spider-Man in general, like I don't think it beats any of the Batman games personally for me.
Me either.
Monster Hunter World is not my type of game, but like I adore that game for what it is and like how it is, but like that speaks to me as the type of person I am. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is like the game. The not necessarily Oscar bait game.
Yes, necessarily that.
But like I think it's an excellent game, but it's a very divisive game at the same time as well. A very deliberate game, and like a very take it or leave it type of game, which people either appreciate or just get turned off by.
The Last Guardian of Rockstar Games, I believe it's been called.
Yes. But like I think out of all this, like even just to be somewhat just different, like I'm gonna say it's gonna be Red Dead Redemption 2.
All right. What do you want to win, Namishan?
What do I want to win?
Yeah.
Like out of these?
Yeah.
Like out of these, like I think Monster Hunter World did a lot for a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
It's like I would probably want that to win.
That's what I have, yeah.
And like, you know, my 3 favorite games this year are on this list. So
yep.
You know,
my favorite game this year came out last year, so I get it. Scott, what about you? What do you think will win game of the year?
I think Oscar bait takes it.
Yeah, Red Dead. I get that. I think it is kind of like a backhanded thing. I think Red Dead is cool, and I like that it's so fucking divisive. I think that's actually really rad. But I think in a lot of ways, God of War is also Oscar bait.
That's what I'm saying too, because like I feel like, because it's like in a weird way. That's why I would like when I say Oscar bait game. That's why I feel like Horizon was last year.
Yes,
that is like a game just like made to be like all the things you want to one video game, and like whether like you want that or not. Like it's like it's like a cookie cutter thing, and like I know that's exactly how you feel about God of War.
Yes,
but like
parts of it at least.
Yeah, and that's how I felt about like Horizon last year. But like I don't think Red Dead is that. I think it's a game that it's the game itself, and like it's take it or leave it.
It's like modern Oscar bait game versus like 2015 Oscar bait game.
Sure.
It is more trying to do its own thing, but like staunchly in a kind of cool way, but also kind of stuck up way. Tony?
Monster Hunter World's going to win. If not now, then when?
Never. It's not going to happen.
I love it. And I'm with you.
Oscar bait always.
It's in my heart. Yeah. I'm with you, Tony, but I got to go with the Oscar bait
when no one's looking.
Exactly. That's it. That's all the categories. We did it. I know that always takes very long, but I always love this every year. So
Should we have stakes?
Whoever wins, I'm gonna buy ramen for.
What about the losers? The losers should play a game of Fortnite and stream it together because it's so accessible.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
I'm into it. Losers will have to stream a game of Fortnite together.
Hey, I'll be part of it.
Hell yeah, dude! We're just trying to. I like how you're just like making excuses for yourself to play multiplayer games again when you just staunchly don't play them anytime either. Like you, it's like you're creating reasons to play multiplayer for yourself, and I do love it.
Gotta bring out my show sometime, dude.
I do love it. I don't think we're gonna have time to peek in the mail sack, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're almost at. We are all pretty much at 3 hours, so I feel good calling it here. So we're just going to throw out the show a few things. If you'd like to be a part of the show, normally we take questions on Twitter or via email or via voicemail. You can tweet at us at IrrationalPod, the hashtag IPQ. You can send us an email, mailsack at irrationalpassions.com. Leave us a voicemail at 404-590-1337. If you want to just follow the show and the website and all the cool other stuff we do, like the Let's Plays of The Way Out I was talking about earlier, or some of our other shows like Podcast Ultimate, then you can follow us on Twitter at IrrationalPod. We're on Instagram, Irrational Passions. George Cruz runs both of those accounts. Although because he's like deep into school right now, he has kind of spread the responsibility around. So you'll see a lot of cool stuff on there. Everything else, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play or wherever you listen to the show. It helps us out a lot. Check out our other shows like Input or Get Acquainted or Video Game Book Club, which we're doing a special thing for this month because of Extra Life, or Podcast Ultimate, our limited run Super Smash Bros. Ultimate podcast. They're all on irrationalpassions.com, where everything else is. So go check them out. We've reached the end of the show. It is now time to resolve this bet, Tony. So I did some digging. The bet that we need to resolve, obviously this week's bet is all of the bets we made, or all the guesses we made for the Game Awards. We're going to tally those up and add them to the final scores. But the 2 weeks ago bet, what will the final track listing for Tetris Effect be? The number I consistently found, I don't know if you did any digging on this, Namashin, but the number I found was 27 songs, which sounds right.
Sure.
The credits only list 6 songs, but I think those were just the 6 original compositions made for Tetris Effect. And then everything else was like remixes of other songs, but that's still, I would put on the soundtrack for sure. Which means I won the bet, which is rad. My bet was 51, just to take us back. Oh no, actually, I didn't win the bet. What am I saying? I looked at Scott's score way too long after my score. I said 51. Scott said 50. He fucking prices right at me. Tony said 70, and Abishan said 60. I forgot that you did that. Cool.
We were doing a whole numbers, and you fucked it up, and now you paid for it.
I did pay for it. I made myself look like an...
Sorry, we were doing tens.
Yeah. I made myself look dumb, but it's okay. So that means Team Nanashi still chilling out at 45 points. And Team Chug Jug, which I forgot was the last decided upon name, is winning at 47 points. Just want to say I'm proud of you two. You've come a long way.
Yeah, we have come a long way.
You've
And
made
you still
some
can't
risky
double
bets.
down
You've doubled down on NATO once or twice.
You can't.
And really, NATO's carrying Team Chug Jug. But I digress. That's the show. Thanks everybody for listening. Thanks everyone who tuned in live. It was a fun jaunt. Thanks for everyone talking in the stream and whatnot in the chat. Thank you to Danny Wiesner for our opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World Is Saved. Thank you to Scott, Tony, and Option, my lovely co-hosts. I love you guys. Big hugs all the way around. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games. Stay irrational. We'll talk to you all next week.
Titles.
Titless.
Let's see what we got.
It's your job, Tony.
I'm seeing right now.
I know.
We got Does Calvin Ball play?
Ha!
Shout out to Justin.tv. Dragon's got a skateboard. Back in the pleb days. I'm going Alec. Which one? Best sports / racing. Hashtag games for change. And Oscar bait game.
These are very good. I still really like this Calvin Ball play. I've looped back around on the joke. I'm going Alex. Which one? I think if I had to say the one I think will win, the one I want to win. I want Games for Change to win. I think Oscar bait game will win. What are you feeling, Abishan?
I do actually like Oscar bait game.
It's really good.
What? And when I see I'm going Alex, I immediately think Danny Phantom was like, I'm going Ghost. I'm like, this transforms you or something. Whatever.
You found my secret. No, that's good. That's a good association. Scott, what title do you like?
Dragon skating.
Dragon's
Probably
got a
the
skateboard.
dumbest one in the pack.
It is definitely the dumbest one in the pack, and I do like it. Dragon's got a skateboard, man. It's a good Scott title. Tony, what do you like?
Dragons with skateboard.
We're at an impasse here. We got 2 for 2 here. Oscar bait game is really good. Let me see. Is anyone watching?
Is Justin still in the chat?
I don't think so.
Shout out to Justin.
Shout out to
Shout
Justin.
out to Justin.
You know what? We can. No, Justin's probably asleep. I was gonna say we could have a call-in final vote here. Get Justin on the air.
Excuse me, sir.
You know, I'm gonna call him anyway. This is. I thought about
This
it.
is more important than you sleep.
Listen, Justin, I really don't care that you were trying to sleep. Speakerphone, please. Oh, call failed because I have no signal down here, so there was really no way it was gonna win. I'll just flip a coin. Heads. Dragon's got a skateboard. And tails will do. Fucking whatever title I thought was good. Tails. We did it. Justin said he got in the chat real quick. He said both should win. Your shout out, brother.
Pick one.
You got to pick one, Justin. I can't believe he just appeared when we summoned him, though.
He comes only exactly when he means to.
Yeah. He's got powers above it. I mean, we could go with the... No, I want Justin to decide. He's here now.
Yeah, anything else would be heresy.
Yeah. Although I will say Oscar bait game, just gonna say it describes the kind of segment of the show a little bit better, but Dragon's got a skateboard. Rules that we should live by.
Yeah, if there's a dragon, you see it near you, you gotta know it's skateboarding.
Are you gonna play the Spyro games now, Shin?
I think I'm just gonna finish off the first one.
Okay. You're not gonna play the second and third?
Well, I mean, I probably will eventually, but I still even beat all the Crash trilogy. All I did is beat the first game because that was the one I played. And same with Spyro. I 100% the first Spyro game. I never played the other ones. So
I would say dip your toe into Ripto's Rage, and if you like it, it's worth playing the third one. Justin said Oscar bait game. You're listening to Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 403.
Oscar bait game.
That sounds like a sex position. You can stop recording now. Thanks everybody for watching. We love you all very much. Have a good night.